People, 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 please, 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 pay attention. Every time we are live. This is the People's Debate, and today we're talking football. Little pigskin action. Pigskin, put your hands in the turf, put your hands in the dirt. Let's work. Freestyle. Okay. I am your host, and I am joined by the outstanding panel of two. We got Mr. Tell It Like It Is over here, White T Cody in the building, the one and only. And we got the also always wise, always patient, Sheriff West, a.k.a. Jeannie Jalen, a.k.a. the host and the creator of the Drop the Mic podcast, located on TikTok. Well, before we start the show, we of course have to give praise to the mighty name, the majestic name, the magical name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I just have to give, of course, submit to him and give all the praise and all the glory. None of us would be here without him. I hope all of your families are blessed. I hope everything that's not that you want, but that you need is provided. And of course, if it is, please, of course, give thanks to the Most High. Thank you for everybody that's here right now. Thank you for everybody that will be here later. Thank you for everybody that interacts with us. Thank you. Big shout out to Joe. He's not here, but he's doing daddy duties, being a man, like a man should be. And of course, big shout out to our producer, Jose, the also the host of the Puro Pinche Sports. Fellas, just of course, that was my big shout outs. Grateful for you guys being here. Again, this show would really kind of suck being just a monologue. The dialogue is fantastic. I'm glad to see you guys and hoping for a great show.
Hey, and shout out to all you guys. Y'all make the show every week. I say that every time. We look forward to this. Shout out to my family. Shout out to y'all's family. Hope everybody in y'all's family is doing well, healthy, and all that, like you said, Milton. And let's get this show going.
Yeah, I just want to second what White T Cody said. Shout out to everybody's family. Hope everybody's doing well. We appreciate y'all for being here. I want to give my personal shout out to my family as well, and all my friends and everyone from TikTok that are about to pull up too today. I appreciate all y'all. The love is there, and I had fun. I'm having fun with this journey, and hopefully we can all continue to grow and be better every day. So yeah,
100%. Quick comment we got. Let's get it started. I love it already. Joe not resting when needed, like that bum AR. Wow, I was hoping actually. Right, good one, Joe. Joe again. Hope you're well, brother. And be a man. I love it. Keep being a man, dude. All right, fellas, give me something. Give me something. So throughout the week, a lot of things have happened. I don't know what's been happening in y'all's life. What has transpired within either YT Cody or Sheriff West's life that's new? Anything maybe like the other day for myself, just to give y'all a little time. It was my first time finally seeing a wildebeest.
wow.
It was interesting. I saw it. The way my job is, we go into homes, and it was a ranch. Go in. I said, "What is that?" Don't know what that is. Zero clue. I'm good with animals, man. Not good, but I can identify an animal. So what is that? I can't understand. So then the son of the homeowner dipping his mouth and everything. You could kind of imagine who I'm kind of talking about here. Jalen, you definitely can imagine. Just think about East Central. That's what the guy was. Beautiful soul, though. And he said, "Yeah, wildebeest." I said, "Oh, that's interesting. Never thought I'd see one. That's what it looks like. Kind of terrifying." Cody, give me something, dude.
Well, I have not had that exciting of a week to go by people's personal zoos. That sounds very fun, though. I want to invite next time.
Yeah.
But I've had sunny days, no rain. It's been nice. It hasn't been too hot. Weather's been good. I'm kind of enjoying this cold front come in, I guess you can call it, or whatever. Seasons changing. I know in Texas we don't really have seasons like that, it seems, but it just goes from hot to cold and then back to hot. But overall, it's been a really good week, chill week for me.
What about you, Jalen? Give me something.
Yeah, I wish I had a lot more to tell you, but it's just been constant, like just working. Nothing really new right now. Nothing even
With
with.
work, have you learned anything new at work?
Well, I am sitting at a new desk at headquarters at Southwest. I'm sitting at a new desk that I've never sat before. I'm training there, so that's new, I guess.
There we go.
Just I guess that's the most interesting thing. But again, just being low key
That's
and
cool.
talking ball all week. That's all I've been doing.
That's cool. That's good. The show Drop the Mic, how's it been doing as of late? I missed a couple of your lives, so I'm interested.
It's going really well. Again, the channel's growing at a real rapid rate, I think. A lot of support. I have people that want to be like a part of the show, try to see where they can help. So I think that's cool.
Very
But
dope.
yeah, no, the show is everything. It's fun.
Very cool. All right, fellas, let's get right into it. Season is about halfway there. Well, kind of halfway there. If it was 16 games, now it's 17. Real quick, while anybody's watching, next week we will be having a halfway there style of not awards show, but who would be winning the awards. So it's halfway through the season, 9 games in, so a little bit more than half. We have a lot to gather as far as information, statistics, the eye test, whatever you may have. And we can really kind of dissect on who do we really truly believe that is going to be offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, coach of the year, et cetera, et cetera. And that's when we can kind of put pie in the face of each other or ourselves. Be smart to just do it to yourself and see where we're already wrong, where we're kind of dropping the hope for blank, whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's going to be next week, just to put that out there. And it should be a very, very fun show. What we're going to talk about right now, and I want to get you guys input on this, of course. The trade deadline is it hours away or what? I don't know how it actually works right now. Might be hours away. I don't know. But the trade deadline, there's been a lot of moves, big moves at that, from a lot of teams that are contenders, that you may say. Well, they're almost all of them. The big moves have been from the contenders, which is kind of crazy to say, other than Tennessee. We'll talk about them, I guess. I'll give this to you, Cody. Let me ask you, what move did you like the most? So that can mean you think it's going to benefit the team the most, benefit the player, make the team greater, however you want to word it, that's up to you. But what move has moved you the most?
For me, I think it's kind of an easy answer. I do think there's a close second in Mari Cooper, but I think the easy answer is D-Hop, because the Chiefs got what they needed the most. A lot of the other teams made some good moves, but I don't feel it's what the teams needed the most always. Versus the Chiefs, all they need is receivers. If they can get 10 of those, they'd trade for them right now. So I feel like it fit them the best. And also, D-Hop hasn't had a good quarterback in year, so he probably can't wait for this opportunity, and I expect both of them to flourish together.
Okay, good. Jalen, same question to you, brother. If it's different answer.
I'm actually going to say the Bills with Amari Cooper. Again, the expectation of the Bills, I don't think, was competing for AFC Championship coming into the season. But I think with that move, I think they're saying that, they're still here. This is not a rebuild season. We're not taking a year off. We're still here to compete. And again, I think Josh Allen with Amari Cooper was the perfect type receiver. No Diva-esque in his blood. He's just there to play ball. And I think that's what Josh Allen needs. You need a guy like Amari to let Josh Allen do his thing, and you kind of just fit in where you fit in. So I think that was the best move.
Okay. But 2 good answers. I mean, there's not really a wrong answer unless you said like Tennessee or something. So I was glad y'all didn't
Ernest
say that,
Jones.
spew that out of your mouth. Ernest Jones, great player, but team,
Right.
I don't see what it does really. But my answer, it might surprise you guys, but it might not. So mine is Minnesota. Getting Cam Robinson. Yes, he's not a superstar name like the 2 names you named. Like, yes, D-Hop is older in age, but talent-wise, he is still a very, 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 very good talent. Amari Cooper, I think, is a superstar talent still. Cam Robinson as a left tackle. Obviously, the left tackle that they had, Darrisaw, one, he was playing at a top 5 left tackle level this entire year. A huge loss for that team, and it showed immediately. Well, it's a left tackle, so of course. They didn't have anybody to really replace him. Of course, you have backups, but he played like a third stringer in a way. And you bring Cam Robinson, which is very good in the run, very good in the pass. He's not very inconsistent, yes, but again, it's definitely going to help that left side, especially for Sam Darnold's blind side. I think it just benefits the team the most, and it's what the team needed. They didn't need much because, again, of course, yes, they're on a losing streak, but I think that has to do with a lot of the protection and somewhat of the defense, but that's a different conversation. I will give you this, though, Cody, because I kind of favor your answer a little bit more, just adding another player. So I think Kansas City as a whole, yes, because of D-Hop, but also our guy, Uche. What I think they needed help mostly is, yes, receiver. They can obviously use the help, but they didn't add this, but the secondary. So them stopping the run, they're still fine. They're doing great. But them stopping the pass, obviously they didn't get a corner or a safety, but adding to that pass rush is going to at least help that secondary because that's the only weakness that they're having at this point of the year. But good answers, fellas. Good answers. Okay, let's move on to week 8. Games of week 8. What surprised you? What's a main takeaway throughout the entirety of what transpired in week 8? What's the main talking points that y'all really want to discuss when it comes to week 8? Obviously, we're not going to go over every game. So what games do you think we should hone in on and discuss? Jalen, I'll give this one to you first, brother.
I want to start with the obvious. Let's go with the Bears and the Commanders. Last second Hail Mary win for the Commanders. But I really want to touch on a few things about that game that I saw. One, I did see Jaden Daniels still play at a very high level. Over 300 passing yards, no turnovers. One touchdown, I know it was the Hail Mary, but it still goes on the book as a touchdown. I still think he played phenomenal. When against a top 5 defense, that's what everybody was saying. We were all saying that let's see what it looks like against a top 5 defense. And I would say he still produced in a very good manner. So I would say that. But I think there's still, I'm going to hold an asterisk on that win. Of
course.
I don't want to sound, again, I know I'm an Eagles fan, but I don't want to sound like a hater. But at the end of the day, I will give them credit where it's due. They won, period. I will give them credit. But in a form of fashion and the way they won, I'm just going to hold an asterisk over that win just to be like, okay, you won, yes. But we saw how y'all won. It was nothing but they held them out of the end zone. And that's the thing, this high-powered offense got slowed down, under 20 points. They were averaging 30-plus. Everything that we said was going to happen pretty much happened. It's just the Bears safety or cornerback forgot there was one more play left in the game. I don't know what he was thinking. I've never seen anything like that in my life before.
That's crazy.
And he's the one that actually tipped the ball to Noah Brown for the touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that was the dagger. Because one, you're being negligent on defense just so you can talk smack to a non-player. They're not even playing the game. They've probably been saying some mean, cruel things to him all game. That's fair. You're the professional, though, so you shouldn't be subjecting yourself to that. And then, two, with those kind of, again, unless Matt Eberflus had something else in mind, with the Hail Mary style of defensive play, Jalen, you could probably attest to this. You always want, yes, you want the people right there, but you want somebody behind. You need somebody behind just in case this happens. Because what you're going to do is they're going to tip the ball. You want to make sure somebody's behind, like Noah was. Shout out to Noah Brown, but that can deflect that as well. And I believe that's what the position he should have been in. But, of course, yeah, like you said, he actually added to the problem. Tipped the ball like the other guys should have. But
I'm not going to lie. I don't want to blame the defensive coordinator or the play calling. But last play of the game, only like 2-3 seconds left. Why aren't you bringing 5? Why are you giving it that much time to develop? To me, that never made sense to only rush 3, only rush 4. Like, treat it like I would treat it, and I do it in Madden all the time. I treat it like it's like a 3rd and 2. I'm sending the house. I'm not going to give you that much time to run around, let your players get downfield, let you set up. Because the thing is, it works in your defensive advantage. If you send 6 or 7, it works in your advantage because they're not going to have the time to even get a pass off at that point. Or if you do,
correct, to
you
get it
got
to the
people
end zone.
already back there. So,
Yep. But then you risk a short pass that goes for 60.
Yeah, sure, but it's again, we've seen that happen once with Tyreek Hill. That's the only person that's ever done that.
And Kenyon Drake, sorry ass.
And we've seen that Hail Mary double tip pass touchdown only happen once. So I mean, things happen once. So,
but I'm just saying, I'm not letting it develop like that. I'm sending 6 at least.
So I don't disagree. I think for certain quarterbacks you can't do that. Kind of going to Cody's point, but a quarterback like Jayden Daniels, which he's coming off of a rib injury, yeah, I would have 100%. So I don't know who really to point blame to either, because obviously the offense was playing lackluster the first 3 quarters, so they put him in a bad position anyway. The offensive coordinator, I'm assuming Shane Waldron, had a offensive lineman run it in at the goal line, so. That's also a big hiccup. So that's also on the table. And then, of course, Stevenson, you have to put some blame to him just because of the lack of responsibility, I would say. Chi-Town is commented. He said he didn't play crazy good. Everything underneath versus a cover 2. So I'm assuming he's talking about Jayden Daniels. I also don't think he played very well. He didn't play bad, though. So I think that's what you're getting at. He still is yet to have really a bad game. He wasn't as accurate. That was the main thing that I was always upset about when people were saying MVP. He could turn into one. I'm not saying that. But them saying, oh, he's the most accurate this, most accurate that. I'm like, well, let him play a defense. He'll put up some numbers, but he's not going to be accurate. That he's a rookie quarterback. Go ahead.
Well, over 300 on a top 5 defense. Let's not say, like, we have to give okay, let's take away 50 yards because of the Hail Mary. That's still 250 on a top 5 defense. So let's give some credit where it's due. Like,
that's why I say he didn't play bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying all I'm combating is the accuracy that was a big part in the beginning of the season. Not the beginning of the season. The first 5 odd games talked about Jayden Daniels. He's the most accurate. He's going to be the most accurate passer. No, he's not. Like, he didn't.
Does Washington's defense now look a little impressive to y'all?
They look better for sure. What were you?
Right.
You were getting something out, Jalen. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
Well, I was saying more so towards the comment. He's like everything underneath in the cover 2. Well, I mean, he's doing his job. Like, come on now. We can't keep moving the goalposts.
I agree with that. Eric Stevenson got too arrogant. He was beefing with McLaurin all game. That was some fun to watch. That was fun to watch right there. Because at the end, it got a little more respectful. Like, all right, you got me. Boom. Even gave Washington an extra 15-yard penalty. Yes. Then finishes in a horrible collapse. Yeah. Again, Stevenson definitely should get some kind of blame. LOL, it's not Madden. TJ was a man on the running back. It looked like a spy, but he was a man. Brisker and Gordon didn't play. Well, okay, Chi-Town. Now you're making a lot of excuses. Okay, y'all didn't have people playing fair. That's football. We can't run to that. And again, I thought y'all did enough to win the game, but also you shouldn't really have been in the game because of your lackluster offense in the first 3 quarters. It's all good. Hail Marys are lucky, no matter how I hope none of you think otherwise. Hail Marys, especially that one. Hail Marys are normally lucky, but they got the luck went their way because of one, coaching, and then just lack of discipline. Okay. Other than that game, Cody, give me another one. Let's talk about something.
Okay, I want to talk about this game because I think you're going to talk about the other one, so I'm going to let you get that one. But the game I want to talk about is the Patriots beating the Jets. You know, I was feeling this from the start of it. I kind of knew it. Once again, I'm going to double down. I'm going to say it every week. Aaron Rodgers is trash. And the Jets are going nowhere. And this is looking bad. You know what I mean? I don't understand why anyone still should have any belief in the Jets doing anything, winning more than 6-7 games. I think that's their ceiling, no matter who they trade for. And my thing is when are you going to admit that Aaron Rodgers is trash? Nobody's willing to say it. He's overthrowing or underthrowing every other throw. He's not mobile anymore like he used to, which is part of his greatest weapon and made who he was. And he's just not looking like himself at all. So if Aaron Rodgers isn't mobile and isn't accurate like he is, why is Aaron Rodgers still there, right? Other than namesake. At this point, that's all it is.
Well, let me put this up here real quick.
You're losing to
So
a
to
team that had
clarify-
what, one win, right? Y'all had one win before that?
Yeah. I
With
got you.
Jacoby
So
Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby. Hey, Jacoby played decent. Shout out to Jacoby. That's more defense. Can't really blame him for that. No, he was speaking. So what Chi-Town was saying whenever I brought up the comment right here was the guys that were gone, that's why they shouldn't have brought the pressure. So that was kind of me misapplying what he was talking about.
Well, I mean, the logic of leaving them back didn't work.
When they still talking about the Hail Mary. That shit was crazy though.
I mean, you can't dislodge my logic when the one you're saying didn't work.
Yeah. No. I don't think he's doing that. I think he was just, that's what his pushback was. I kind of made his point different. That was my bad. That's why I asked Brisker and Gordon didn't play. That's probably why they didn't bring the heat on the last play. Okay. All right. But back to your points, Cody. So Aaron Rodgers, does he have some say into the blame? Of course. I'm not saying he doesn't. When you say he's trash, I'm just trying to understand off of what metric. Are you saying because he's not playing like the 2014, 2015, 2016 Aaron Rodgers? Or are you saying, oh, the reason, because there's a lot of different conversations out there that are, again, I'm going to yell over you. I'm going to make a passionate statement. And this is a great point when it's really not. It's just a bunch of word salad kind of thing. There's a lot of those shows out there that are saying, oh, the reason why this offense isn't flourishing is because of Aaron Rodgers. Are you agreeing with that? Or are you just saying Aaron Rodgers isn't getting this team over the hump?
Okay, I feel like there's a couple questions.
Yeah.
As far as Aaron Rodgers being the reason holding back the offense, I would agree to that 80-20. I would say Aaron Rodgers holding back the team 80%. If you're asking me as far as my metrics for he's trash, I'm at the point where Aaron Rodgers or the Jets should not be looking at Aaron Rodgers as he is our starting quarterback. If I'm the Jets, I'm looking at finding a new quarterback as of next year. I'm moving on from Aaron Rodgers. So in that case, I don't want him as my starting quarterback of my team. That's trash. Get him out of here. So you can call it whatever you want by stats. Well, Aaron Rodgers got more pass yards, this, that, but it's not good. You know what I mean? It's not a quarterback that I want as my starting quarterback of my team. So to me, that's trash.
Okay. So let me put this up. One, while I put the comments up, Jalen, do you agree with that before? Because I don't, so I'm going to push back.
I don't know where else to look to when it comes to the Jets besides the quarterback position. Because Zach Wilson got so much flack last year at the quarterback position. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like I don't get it. So I honestly, you got rid of the coach.
And who we all think that was because of?
Y'all think I don't think that. Good.
You got rid of the coach. You bring your best friend over. It still doesn't look good. You're 2 games in now. It still doesn't look good. And not only that, now you're getting a edge rusher finally with Hassan Reddick. So it's like you have everything. You have a solid defense. Your O-line isn't the best. I'll give you that. But
okay, good.
We can't give you everything.
Well, okay, all right. So first,
great way to end it, Jalen. I like that.
Brother Myers. Yeah, I liked how you ended it. So now it is 2 against 1. So I like it. Jets wanted the old Aaron, and they got was old Aaron. That's pretty funny, and that's true. So something like this, I don't disagree with. Let's see. Chi-Town has a comment, and it says trash as bring the team down. The defense definitely mad because Aaron had some part of getting his coach fired.
Right.
Sure. There's no proof for that, but okay, sure. Aaron Rodgers is a bum. He's cooked. Is this Jose? Yes, it is. He's done. Division title expectations gone. Super Bowl expectations gone. Retired to the darkness retreat. Okay, how you not thinking that the owner called Aaron the night before he fired Salah? Well, but still, that doesn't mean that, oh, Aaron, yeah, fire him. Go ahead and fire him. I just don't believe that. I mean, it could be true. I'm not saying it's not true. I don't know that. But also, Devin, Cody, Jalen, people, y'all don't know that either. So, again, I'm saying I don't know, and I don't think so. You can say you think he did. That's fair. But some people are specifically saying objectively he did. You
Right.
don't know that. So it's kind of crazy. But okay, Aaron Rodgers is trash. Let's stick on that. One, when it comes to like you mentioned Zach Wilson. A lot of people keep mentioning Zach Wilson. Now, when it comes to winning, leadership, right? Fair enough. This is not what I'm arguing. I'm not going to die on that hill. But when it comes to quarterback play, when Zach Wilson was leading this team, quote unquote, the quarterback play, passing, all passing metrics were bottom 28, 29, 30. That right now, scoring wise, they're top 10. In passing touchdowns, they're top 10, number 9. In yards, as far as passing, they're top 15. They're number 13. So that's why I wanted you to clarify, Cody, on is he the reason he's bringing them down? Now, if you say it because his lack of leadership or he's a cancer or all that, I'm not here to debate that because I don't think he's morally a righteous brother. But his play, if you look at the offense, I believe it's the coaching. Rushing wise, you have Breece Hall and you have a great talent in Braylon Allen. In yards, they are 30th, and in scoring, they're 24th. How does that make sense? Is that Aaron Rodgers? I don't think so. I truly don't think so. Now, again, does he play a part in it? Yes. You bring over Nat Hackett. That was a stupid move just because you like the guy. That was stupid. He's not a good offensive play caller. Now you give play calling to the new play caller, the new technical OC. When he was calling plays in Tennessee, they failed. So that's 2 offensive play callers that can't call plays. When Aaron Rodgers is the leader, not leader, but he gets to choose the plays, he didn't play well. It wasn't until Matt LaFleur came in and checked them and said, listen, we'll find some common ground, but these plays are going to be what's going to work. And that's when he became that MVP, back-to-back MVP, was under Matt LaFleur. So I give everybody the fact, and I'm not here to argue that Aaron Rodgers is the same or Aaron Rodgers is elevating this team. They're 2-6. He's not elevating anything. But when people try to put blame, he's the reason why this offense isn't working. He's the only offensive positive that you can take out of this team. You could say on paper, Breece Hall, fair. That's on paper. He's not producing. And that's just not because Breece Hall sucks. We all know that's not the case. He's not being utilized correctly. When he's utilized correctly, again, once he makes the first step, he's at least getting 5 yards. They see that, but they're not capitalizing on that. When Aaron Rodgers is changing these plays, if you notice, and make sure y'all start looking at this, he's changing the play to either a dump off to Breece, a run to Breece. So I don't blame Aaron Rodgers for the play. His play is not top echelon, but it's also not trash. Again, that's why
is a 50 QBR good, not trash?
No, it's not. I'm not saying he's playing well, but I'm saying he's not the reason this offense looks the way it does. He doesn't make all the right reads. I agree, but he does not. That offensive line on paper in the beginning, I thought it was a top 5, top 6 offensive line. It's not. Morgan Moses is not playing that great. Tyron Smith had a good game last game. Other games has not been playing well. We know quarterbacks, especially a guy that's not mobile anymore with the Achilles, a 40-year-old with a just recovered from an Achilles, is not going to defeat a mediocre to not good offensive line. We see what's happening to CJ Stroud. That's more because his line is atrocious. I give you that. Fair enough. But I'm just saying CJ Stroud I consider a great quarterback already with less tape. But he's not showing that because his offensive line is terrible. So it's making him not look that great, right? So I think it's a lot of different pieces. And a lot of people just, I'm assuming, are thinking Aaron Rodgers fix all of that. It's not going to happen. He's 40 plus years old. Jalen, you made the point earlier on before the season started. I don't know if I should bet on a 41-year-old quarterback. And that's fair. But I just, again, the people that are saying that it's his fault. No, I totally disagree. The stats prove otherwise. He's the only offensive position that's making this offense go. The Zach Wilson comparison, wins wise, you can compare it. Quarterback play, you cannot compare it. It's not even close. So that's why I did a long-winded thing right there.
Yeah.
Y'all got pushback on something I said. We can talk about it.
I do, but we need to go to the next subject.
All right, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Because Zach stats and win total was better than Zach stats weren't. Look it up, please. Don't say that.
I'll
Mr.
look it up
Devin
right now.
Myers.
Let's see.
Please do. Please do. The brother was terrible.
I bet they're probably somewhat comparable, honestly, though.
Go ahead. Look at the first couple games. Look at his whole season. Let's and just add that up. Okay, moving on. I'm actually done with week 8. Let us go into our Not Your Average Joe's top 5 as of Not Your Average Joe's top 5 as of Wednesday, October 30th. I'll start, and let's see if I ruffle some feathers. Have you already did your power rankings on your show, Jalen?
Yeah.
Did you switch it to average? Did you switch it to the what were you saying? The 5, or you kept it at 10?
No, I kept it at 10.
Okay, dope. Boom, boom, boom. Where's my paper at, dude? All right. Well, I already know who I got, so let me just say it. At number 5, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 4, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. At number 3, I had, damn it. Oh, there you go. And then number 3, I have the Buffalo Bills. Number 2, I have the Detroit Lions. And, of course, number 1, the undefeated team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Cody, you go next. And then, of course, Jalen, finish them off.
Okay, at number 5 for my Not Your Average Joe's top 5 for week 9, right? Week 9, that's correct. I got number 5, I got Pittsburgh Steelers. At number 4, I got the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 3, I got the Baltimore Ravens. At number 2, I got the Detroit Lions. And number 1, I got Kansas City Chiefs.
Jalen, go for it.
All right, so at the number 5 spot, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. At the number 4 spot, I got the Buffalo Bills. At the number 3 spot, I have the Washington Commanders. At the number 2 spot, I have the Detroit Lions. And coming in at number 1, yet again, Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about it. Let us talk about it.
I fucked up. Can I go again?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I read the log list. Okay. I had done a lot of like scratching out and shit.
It's all good.
All right.
It's all good.
So number 5, I got the Green Bay Packers. And number 4, I got the Washington Commanders. And number 3, I got the Philadelphia Eagles. And number 2, I got the Detroit Lions. And number 1, I got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Sorry about that. My bad. You're going to have to cut that out.
It's all good. Yeah. Jose got it. Washington, Detroit, and Kansas City. All right, let's talk about it. Washington over Buffalo. Please, one of you, make this make sense. I just want to know. Please, just get. You know me. You make a valid point, I will leave it alone, dude. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going with Washington over Buffalo. One, because I like what the Commanders are doing in regards of that last game of just, again, I know it was ugly. I know it wasn't planned that way, but they beat a top 5 defense. That was a whole hang-up. Again, the Bills are knocking off, who they play? The Seahawks? Again, another team that's like fraudulent that I don't really consider much of a great win. I think this was a great win for the Commanders. I really do. I think this was a fantastic win for the Commanders. The Bills are getting by. Being in the AFC is not their fault. But again, when I'm just looking at it, I give more credit to the Commanders than I will to the Bills right now. And again, if they lined up toe-to-toe right now, I don't know who wins that game. Both defenses are stepping up right now. Okay. Quarterback play, you can't say one is dominating the other. You can't say Josh Allen.
Yes, you can.
You really can't.
Look, okay, go finish your thought. Go ahead.
To me, you can't. Like, to me, it's a very even level play right now to me, right? And I could be completely wrong, but to me, what I'm
Okay.
saying, like,
Mhm.
so with that, I'm just again, I like the Commanders from winning that game. I think they're number 3 because what's next for them? They beat a top 5 defense. That was a whole angle. Can they beat a top 5 defense? They did. So if they showed you they can beat a top 5 defense, what more else do you want from this team? So the Bills, I'm still waiting to see, can they play a competitive team? Can they play the team we're talking about? I still gotta wait on that. So that's my whole hang up right there. Why I got them there.
Okay. You want to add anything to that, Cody?
Okay, a few things about the Bills. They can't be top 5 yet until they beat another top 5 team. I need to see them face another top 5 team. Last time they did, they lost to the Texans. We still don't put the Texans back in the top 5. So, I mean, that's the last time I remember. They've played bad quarterbacks and give up a lot of yards every game, which I'll touch on more in another segment. So,
Okay. That same lot. Here we go. Chi-Town actually agrees. Okay. There's a couple teams that I'm going to push back. Can't the Eagles be in the same logic? Yes. Right?
what do you mean?
Same logic. So you're saying Buffalo can't be in because they haven't beat a top 5 team, right? Washington has not beat a top 5 team. Philadelphia has not beat a top 5 team, except in your list, Cody. I'll give you that. You have Green Bay, so technically you're not. You're okay. I got you.
Yeah.
But you're good. Your logic is fine. Jalen, Washington, one being number 3 is kind of wild, but them not beating anybody in the top 5, that's not anything. I get the defense what you're talking about. One, it's an injured defense, but like you said, you can't pick and choose. So I'm not gonna down that. I got you. I'm not that guy. But they also haven't beat a top 5 team.
But
right?
they beat a top 5 defense at least.
Fair.
Okay. So that's okay.
Right.
So
I can't and that's the thing about this game of football. We can't be too critical and keep moving this goalpost all over the place because then again we can all make arguments for everything. But I'm just trying to the simplicity of the whole thing going into the game was, can the Commanders perform at the same rate against a quote unquote elite defense? The answer is no, because they only scored 18 points. They didn't score 30 plus. Jaden Daniels still do what he need as a rookie. He played phenomenal. So people are trying to take credit away from him. I'm like, no, he's literally a rookie. Like I'm talking about, like the comment earlier, he threw checkdowns on a cover 2. Bro, he's a rookie that's trying to learn the game still and develop. Like this, we're not talking about Pat Mahomes here. Like we're talking about a first-year player. Give the man some credit where it's due. And so I'm saying, I don't even like the Commanders. I'm an Eagles fan, but I am a fan of football. And so I don't want to keep moving this goalpost of why this team can't be there and why this. I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, the Commanders are winning games. They faced they beat the whole concept of what they would look like playing against a top 5 defense, and it was an ugly fashion, but they won. So I'm going to give them credit here.
Okay. To emphasize your point on Jaden Daniels, as a rookie, he's finding the positive I gain from what I gather from Jaden Daniels is he's finding different ways to win. So that's a net positive that you're always going to get from any kind of rookie. So I agree with that part. Now, to push back on your Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, that's absurd. So touchdowns, Josh Allen has double. Interceptions, he only has 1. Jaden Daniels hasn't thrown as much, and he has 2. QBR is beating him. Passer rating is beating him. Anything else you need?
Bro,
anything else?
I mean,
I'm just saying you shouldn't have said.
I think he was more saying it's closer than you think.
Right.
It's not a biggest
I
gap.
just told you it's not close. Wait, what's a big gap to you? I'm not saying he's Gardner Minshew. Shout out to Gardner Minshew, dude. I believe in you. You'll turn it around. But I'm not saying that. I'm just I was with you on all of it until you brought up Jaden Daniels comparing him to Josh Allen. Josh Allen's killing it this year. Killing it with way like don't get me wrong, Jaden Daniels doesn't have great what?
You're about to say way less talent? I don't know. They got
now no, but I'm saying but throughout most of this year for sure. What? Terry McLaurin is an ideal number 1. Josh Allen has no number 2.
He has James Cook though.
What is that?
They have a better running game.
They have Austin. Not statistically.
Come on, Austin Eckler. Come on.
And Brian Robinson is killing it, dude.
Yeah, Brian Robinson been going off recently though.
Right. So I'm saying just receivers wise, he's a quarterback. His receivers weren't even close to Terry McLaurin. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And don't get me
On a
wrong, Jaden
one-on-one
Daniels still doesn't
basis.
have right. Jaden Daniels doesn't have crazy talent around him. That's what makes him more impressive. Because you have a number one in Terry, but what else do you have other than the running game?
Right.
So he's still doing his thing. I'm not taking away from Jaden. Shout out to Jaden. Pittsburgh not being in any of your top 5. Just tell me why, and we'll move on. Tell me why. Just you don't have to say what teams are better or what, but why is Pittsburgh not in a top 5 win? In my opinion, they clearly deserve it. Go ahead.
I just think these 5 teams are better, if I'll be honest.
You think Washington would beat Pittsburgh?
I do.
Yeah, I would second that.
Really? Okay. All right. Fair enough. I'll just leave it alone. What's up, though? Hold on. Let's move on to our what team that is under 500 will most likely turn it around. So I have the list of teams that are under 500. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what teams those are. What teams, in y'all's opinion, that is under 500 right now can have a destiny to the playoffs? Cody, go ahead and go first.
If I think any chance or any of the teams have really a chance, I would say it's the Rams, mainly because their division is still wide open. Pretty much everybody is even record except for the Rams. I think they're 2 games back, and they're getting healthy. And their offense, if stayed healthy, I think is probably the best offense in that division. So I think they have a chance if any of the teams do.
Cody, I'm so sorry, dude. What team did you say?
The Rams.
Ah, damn it. Okay. Well, we agree there. Jalen, any different answer than the Rams? I agree.
Yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins.
No.
Ooh, that's hot. Go ahead. Oh, you made a hot take right there, dude. Oh, man.
If I can look at this as a team that I believe that can turn this around right now this week, I think it's the Dolphins. They're healthy. They have their full offense. Their defense is not terrible. That's the thing. Like their defense is really good. Mm-hmm. If Tua can just slide, because obviously he's the heart of that offense, and we've seen that. You can't play. That's not a plug and play team. That's Tua doing that. So if they can, again, in their first game back, Tua didn't look terrible, but I'll give it to him first game back. I didn't expect him to come out slinging the rock, but I do expect it this game. I expect a little something to go on. Okay, so with that division being so weak, because it features the Jets, who are 2-6. I'm sorry, your Patriots, who are 2-6 as well, and then the Dolphins
on a winning streak. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, facts, still 2-6.
Sorry.
And the Dolphins, who are also 2-6. So if anyone can take a leap in that division, I'm not leaning on the 40-year-old. I'm not leaning him. I'm leaning towards Tua if he can just slide.
Okay. Let me put this up. Let's see. Mr. Brother Devin
I try to give
Myers.
him some credit.
Does Washington D get some credit for holding Bears offense just to 15 points? Over the last 3 weeks was averaging 31 points a game. Well, one, I gave them credit. They're doing much better than they were in the first couple weeks. That's easy. I mean, if this continues, then of course Dan Quinn's going to be coach of the year. So if their defense can continue, oh yeah, bro. I mean, because it's not about who's coach of the year, right? It's about who over exceeded expectations. That's what they should call the award. But whatever.
That mentality last year.
Yeah. Well, bro, we'll talk. No, we're not doing that. You're gonna make. I'm gonna go off a whole other legs. No, but with that being said, Brother Devin, the Bears' last couple competition, the last 2 games, what they played Jacksonville and Carolina. Yeah, they're gonna average 30 plus points. Like everybody is. Everybody's averaging 30 plus points on Carolina. Jacksonville, not a great defense as well. So. Washington, one, I do give them credit. They're playing much better than they have been. If they can keep this up, that's a different question. But they're playing much better, and they do deserve credit because that's the only reason, they really stayed in the game so much. Now, also, do you put in a fact that, well, Caleb kind of misread a lot of there was wide open guys. Keenan Allen was wide open numerous times, and he just missed the guy. But again, I'm not going to take away from Washington, but yeah, their defense is definitely playing better. Devin Myers, Kevin O'Connell, still my pick I mean, I agree, dude. But right now they're on a losing streak, so it's not a popular thing to say right now. So, and the Rams, yes, they played the Rams, and the Rams defense is not great. I get they had a good game. Fair enough. And their defense might get better just because now they have a competent offense. But
Right.
as of when the Chicago Bears played them, their defense wasn't great, and they didn't score 30 points. So, okay. Right, I think, 24 points. Okay, dokie. My under 500 team that I think can turn it around and make the playoffs is actually going to be, y'all are going to laugh. The Cleveland Browns. Yep, I said it. Jameis Winston, famous Jameis. Guess what, guys? Guess what? Well, you're going to guess it just because we're talking about it. What quarterback had the most yards passing this last week?
Jameis.
Okay. All right. Thank you for answering. Yes, that is correct. I think, don't get me wrong, famous Jameis ain't going to go on a MVP stretch or anything like that because both, I'm not going to just give Jameis Winston flack. Both him and Lamar should have had multiple interceptions that game. Both of them threw it right to the defense, but both of them got bailed out. So I will say I think Cleveland is going to turn it around. The defense is still good. They
As
got
in make
Nick
the
Chubb
playoffs?
back. Yes.
Wow.
If they don't, it's going to – yeah. So let me clarify. Okay. So if they don't, they will still have a 10-7 style of record. I think the most games they lose is going to be one more game. So 10-7, if it's not a good enough, well, they waited. They started too late. Yep, that's what I got. And their schedule is not easy. So trust me, I see it. Yep, I see it. My first pick was going to be the Jets, but I'm not going to die on that hill right now because we just had a conversation. Then we're going to start talking again about it. So I'll let that ride a little bit. But I think 30. Let us go on to people in the comments. Brother Devin, Chi-Town, Jose, what team that's under 500 can turn it around and make the playoffs, in y'all's opinion?
I'm glad you didn't say the Jags, though. I thought you might were since they've been kind of getting warmed up, but
Nah, I'm not a good one. I like Trevor Lawrence. I don't like the Jags. I do not like the
Jags,
Jaguars at all. Yeah. Like overall, just I love the linebackers. Doesn't matter because the whole defense is terrible. So let's see. Jalen had wait. I think you got it wrong. Hold on. Jalen had them winning the North at the season start. Oh, the Browns. Me and Jalen had the Browns winning the North. So
which was crazy.
And I stand on it.
It's okay. No, hey, okay, dude.
He said, hey, not me, though.
I stand on business.
So Jose says the Rams and Bengals. The Bengals,
I
man,
thought
it's
about
a tough
it.
one.
Yeah, I thought
It's
about
a tough one with them, right? Their schedule's not crazy. Their offense with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Cooks, their defense is not good. Yeah, I just don't know. I really just don't like that coach. Decision making sucks. Some of the play calls, I'm just confused. I don't understand why they're being called. Chi-Town also agrees with the Rams. I think the Rams is the most logical answer. They're getting their two weapons back, and not just weapons, like virtual close to all pro weapons back. So yeah, it's a good answer.
Because they're only one game back, so
yeah, correct. At 8:30. Let's go into our fraud alert. So our fraud alert last week, we called out Aaron Rodgers. We if we can just stay off of Aaron, because there's not any more points. Like we're both gonna.
Oh yeah.
Unless
I thought we already. I'm not bringing up any frauds. If you already been put in the fraud station, we leave you there.
So fraud alert. As of now, heading into week 9, who do y'all think should be on fraud alert? This can be a player, team, however y'all want to input this one. Cody, I'll let you start, brother, please.
All right, y'all ready for this one?
Oh man. Every time you say that, it's crazy. Go ahead.
Fraud alert for me is the Bills. I'm going with the Bills. I'm not sold on the Bills winning in the playoffs, and they're going to make it because the division's so bad, right? They kind of won the division by default. But the Bills, they lost to the Texans. Let me repeat that again. I'm going to say that forever. You know what I mean? The AFC East, aside from the AFC South, is definitely the next worst division, right? Right. On top of that, every QB they face gets 200 plus yards on them, and every team aside from Seattle, which didn't run at all, gets 80 to 100 yards plus on them. So every team getting 200 passing yards and 100 yards rushing on them is a disaster in the making. So when you face a really good team that can stop you anywhere on offense, then you're not going to be able to keep up with that because your defense can't stop anything, no passing or run. So that is my problem with the Bills. And when they face a good team, they just can't stop anything.
Okay. Well, they're going to either prove you right or prove you wrong in this coming weeks because their
Right.
next couple games, Miami, if Jalen's right, they should lose that game, huh?
I don't know.
right.
Josh Allen owns them, though.
I know. Yeah. Maybe the next game. Indianapolis Colts, secondary is not great. Kansas City Chiefs, pass rush if it gets home, yes, but their secondary is not great. They have the bye week. San Francisco 49ers, that's going to be a tough one. Rams, depends on how hot the Rams are. Detroit Lions, surprisingly, because a lot of people talk down on the Lions coverage, PFF scores them top 5. Like they're doing decent work, but also they've been playing some kind of mediocre teams as of late. But still, you don't pick who you play. New England Patriots twice at the end of the year. No, we'll see. Sometimes we upset the Bills and we make Josh Allen look really stupid. So maybe, but we'll see on how healthy we are. And then, of course, the Jets. Okay. Well, Jalen, same question. Who is on fraud alert? Who or whom?
I have 2.
Ooh, you're a 2-time hater. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Sorry.
I got 2.
That was uncomfortable.
The first team is the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
Because technically they're number 1 in the NFC West.
Technically, you are correct. Yes.
So I think that's fraud alert. And second, it's the Seahawks who are in second in that division. I think they're both fraud.
Okay. So
I think we already did Seattle, though, right?
This is doing well. You could still repeat it. And he didn't ever pick Seattle. This is setting up perfect for the team that's going to win the division, right?
Yeah, the Rams.
Right.
Yeah, I knew. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
the Rams.
You're playing it right. You're playing it brilliantly, by the way. Okay, sure. Let's go with that. I'm not mad at the frauds though, because I think that's a good answer. One, the Cardinals. Kyler Murray has to play like superstar Kyler for them to win. The defense is not good. When Kyler plays like almost every time they win, when he plays like that, yep, you have a chance. I don't know I don't know if he picks and chooses when he plays like that. No idea. But yeah, they could be. Seattle, it looks like it's just turmoil. Did you see what was happening with the sideline with the 2 defensive ends?
Yeah, they started fighting or something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
Yeah,
it was wild.
That's a disaster.
Oh, that's wild, man. And then it was just a normal play. Geno Smith comes from out of bounds and throws the ball at one of the opposition players' helmet. Gets a flag, of course. It's like, yo, what are y'all doing? I'm just so good. Yeah, but good answers. My fraud alert is going to be where are they at? It's going to be man, y'all aren't going to like this. I'm not going to go into detail. We're going to move on. Washington. I think Washington. I got it. They're in your top 5. I'm blah blah
That's
blah.
fair.
I just think again, if this defense could keep playing the way they are, I will 100% eat crow and I will be okay. But I don't know if they can do that with they have brilliant linebackers. They have a brilliant front for sure. Their secondary, I still don't care, dude. Their secondary is not good at all whatsoever. I think certain quarterbacks will take advantage of it. Jaden Daniels will play well. I have no issue with Jaden Daniels. We'll see. I don't know if I truly think they're number 1 in the NFC East. I don't think that will be consistent. I don't think that will stay. I don't think that'll stick. So let's see real quick. Hold on. Frauds, we got the Vikings.
Probably.
Chi-Town. Damn. I mean, right now you're on it because it's 2 games in a row. But I think the Cam Robinson, that'll definitely help that. Brother Devin Myers, Russell Wilson, and the Pittsburgh Steelers being those bum teams in New York doesn't impress me much, as it shouldn't. But I will say with Pittsburgh and why they're on my top, once Russell starting, they only had 300 passing yard games. 2 of them were from Russ. The other one was Justin Fields when the Indianapolis Colts were beating them upside, and then they just played prevent, and Justin Fields started doing his thing. The most yards, they had 3 400-yard games. The 2 most yards are from a Russell Wilson-led offense. So even in the rushing game, the passing game, the offense is much more fluent. I think that will continue, so I think you could be wrong on that, brother. All respect, though. AFC, Denver and Pittsburgh. NFC, Minnesota. Denver is a good question mark, dude. You just don't know. They play well.
I was never sold.
I'm still sold because, I mean, I was hyping them the offseason, so I kind of got to stick with it. And Bo Nix, guys, let me ask you something. October. You know what? I'll leave that for next week. I'll shut up.
I think I saw that stat too. I know what you're about to say. Something.
If unless he lays an egg in Baltimore, when we talk about Rookie of the Year, y'all better come with it because I got something.
Whoa.
Hey. Seattle, we're always pretenders, never worth talking about. Yeah, Seattle. Yeah, Jose, you hate Seattle for some reason, but I understand why. They kind of suck. Okay, let us do this. Now, Jalen, seemed like you had a good week 8 when it comes to player props.
Yeah.
Where did you see that you landed? What kind of method did you use? What player props did you really hit as of week 8?
So I can't give away too much sauce here. I can't tell you my method to my madness because that will give away my genie-esque of the whole segment. So just know that I hit a high percentage, and I mean a very high percentage. I think Jose said earlier on when I was on the live, I'm at like an 82% hit rate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which for player props, y'all don't know, this is a legendary run that you're witnessing right now. Like player props do not like flow like this. And like I said, I told Jose earlier, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I shock myself with some of these that I'm calling. I'm like, dog, that actually happened. Like it's really amazing what's going on here. But while I'm trying to distract y'all so I can find my notes.
I love it.
But I do have a full slate of player props for Thursday night football. You know, I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to give away too much for the whole week. But yeah. All right. So give me 1 second. Don't go nowhere. It's on my other journal. Hold on. Don't go nowhere.
Okay. All right. Let's bring up some comments. That was brilliantly done. Hate is a strong word for Seattle because I truly hate the Jets. Jose, I see it on you, dude. When you talk about the Jets, you're just loathing with what I'm not mad at because, yeah, Jets suck. Whatever.
All right.
Go ahead.
For some reason, I cannot find my Sunday slip, but I do have this. Let's just do this. I have my Monday Night Football slip right here. I can tell you the props that I have for Monday Night Football. So I said Van Jefferson over 18.5 receiving yards. He had like 60. So that was the easy one. I said Daniel Jones over 187 yards. He had like 240. I said Jalen Warren's rush attempts. They were at 7. He had 9. So
that was daring. Good for you.
Yeah. So I mean that's 100% right there for Monday Night Football, folks. So
right on.
If you want my player props, just let me know, man. I'm on a crazy.
How can they get those?
So if you just go to my TikTok, the TikTok handle is Drop the Mic. If you go there, there's a sub button. You click that sub button, it's going to cost you $2.98. You sub to that page. I drop all my player props. I drop nightly locks now that the basketball season has started. And I got slips for every game for NFL Sunday, Thursday, Monday, or whenever the NFL is. When they want to put on Saturday, I'll have props that day too. So that's how you can access those player props.
There we go. All right. Now we're going into week 9. A lot of, I'm going to say it, interesting matchups. Close games, looks like, at least on paper. Not huge favorites, I would say, except in some aspects, of course. What are you leaning towards? Of course, we could start off with Thursday night, but what are you leaning towards as far as player props wise? Jeannie, talk to us, man.
Okay, so of course I'm going to start with Thursday Night Football. It'd be wrong of me to start anywhere else. Thursday Night Football. Now, we have a very weird game here. I mean, no
Yes, it could
Stephon
be.
Diggs, no Nico
Mhm.
Collins, Aaron Rodgers is 40. It's a weird game, right? They're playing in MetLife, right?
Yes, correct.
It's always a disaster there. Something is just a bad place to play. But behind all that, some good will come out of this game, and I will tell you what the good is. So, Aaron Rodgers got his boy toy over there, Devontae Adams, but hasn't been really utilized like that yet.
Mhm.
So, with that being said, Devontae Adams will be in the end zone. Give me an anytime touchdown for Devontae Adams.
Brilliant.
Also with that, it's going to be weird player props because this is a weird game. So
Mhm.
that's the most normal one I'm gonna give you. Is
Okay.
Devontae Adams to score a touchdown? Now this next one,
You
everyone's
hit
trying
wild
to
ones,
figure out.
dude. Get wild. Get wild. You hit
So
wild ones all the time. Get wild, dude.
this next one is a head scratcher. I mean, we're looking for Nico. Oh, there he is on the IR. We're looking for Stephon Diggs. Unfortunately, season's over. So do we look for Tank Dell? No. Do we look for Dalton Schultz? No. You look for a man that's lost among trees. His name is Robert Woods. That's who you look for. Give me Robert Woods yards more than 17 and a half receiving yards. That's a lock. Okay?
It's a lock. You heard it. Y'all heard it. Hey.
Also, I got
Go ahead.
another weird one for you. Now, this receiver is the reason why Devontae Adams is a New York Jet. His name is Mike Williams.
Yes.
So with Mike Williams, it's weird, but you know, him and Aaron, I don't think they're good friends. I think they're good co-workers. But listen, take Mike Williams over 22 and a half receiving yards, but listen in this form of fashion of how it's going to happen. Give me a bomb to him. One pass might do it. I want a deep ball to Mike Williams. I mean, maybe first play of the game, play action, roll out. Aaron Rodgers sets his feet and throws that thing to Mike Williams, and then Mike Williams cuts out the game. You probably won't never see him again. So give me that, and then the very last player prop I'll give you for Thursday Night Football. Now, I'm a math guy. I'm a statistics guy. And I'm also a very lucky guy. When I see the same thing happening over and over again, I like to go against the grain. You know, I'm a guy that likes to go against the grain. And so with that being said, somebody who's consistently getting 100 yards rushing, his name's Joe Mixon, right? And also, I want to say this again, y'all made me change my top 5 running backs. When I said, oh, let's put Joe Mixon in there, y'all like, no. Just want to say that. But back to the player props. Give me under Joe Mixon's rushing yards this game.
Okay.
Give me under.
You know what his yards are at?
His yards are at it's like 80. Wait, I got it right here. Joe Mixon yards are at 80. Wait, no. Yeah, 82 and a half.
Okay.
I'm taking the under. I'm going under 82 and a half rushing yards. The Jets are going to make them figure it out without Joe Mixon. You got to figure it out. Tank Dell, Robert Woods, Dalton Schultz. You got to figure it out. No Joe Mixon.
Okay, I like that. All right, you got another game?
Yeah, I got another game here. Let me see.
Okay.
But that's it. I just want to wrap up again. Weird player props is going to be a weird game, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, let's move on. Now let's go to Sunday football. You brought it up earlier, Cody. The Bills own the Dolphins. We all know this.
It's true.
Right? We all know this. It's nothing new to anybody. But we got to get what we're owed, man. We are all owed something. The whole NFL community is owed something. And we're owed a Tyreek Hill touchdown.
We're due that.
We are all owed a Tyreek Hill touchdown. Give me a goddamn Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown.
Is this your 4th week in a row betting that?
Fourth week in a row.
Yo, Tyreek Hill. Oh man, I profited, but Tyreek really just screwed me last week, dude. I would have really been. Oh, I would have.
And the thing is, I will bet on a Tyreek Hill anytime because I'm getting what I'm owed, damn it. At this point, I'm too invested. So I'm getting what I'm owed. Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown on Sunday.
Gotcha. Hey, whenever I cut out, it was just me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. All right.
It was better like that. No.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Cody. Yeah, that means a lot. It means a lot, man. I have no idea where you're at. I know you're at Miami Buffalo.
Yeah,
but
I just started with Miami Buffalo. I just wanted to give that player prop. That's the only prop I have for that game. But if you want to segue to that game, we can talk about it for a second before I move on to my
Thank you. So Miami at Buffalo Bills. Miami's trying to get stuff together with Tua. The offense definitely looks much, much, much better with Tua under the helm. Buffalo's defense, to your point, Cody, they are inconsistent. They're in my top. That's because of Josh Allen and, the offense. It's not because of the defense. So the defense is not great, but of course they do still have Sean McDermott, which he can scheme it up every now and again. So far, not against good teams. Gotcha. But we'll see on this one. Is Miami a good team? Right now, they're not. But with Tua, that's a different conversation. What matchup do you think is there to look forward to? How would you break this game down, Cody?
I'll be looking at if Buffalo can get the running game going again, like they did the first time they played, because that seemed like to be the X factor at the time. So if they can do that again, I expect the same result. Miami defense has been stepping up, as Jalen said earlier in the show. So they need to step up and stop the Bills. I said already, if you can stop the Bills somewhat on offense, it's pretty easy usually to beat them because their defense can't ever stop you. So as long as and we know Miami has electric offense. So I want to see if they can stop James Cook in the run game because I feel like that'll slow Buffalo down.
Okay. How do you think this plays out, Jalen?
Honestly, I'm not betting really against the Bills when it comes to Miami. I've seen enough, so I think the Bills got them here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping, because I'm saying the Miami can come back and turn around, and I don't really believe in the Bills like that, but we'll see. Right now, I'll just leave the Bills as my winner for that one.
To be favored. Okay. Of course, I know you got some more props for the people to help people out pay their mortgage or their alimony. Just kidding. I hope not.
Sorry. Yeah, I got something here. Let me get back to my page real quick. So, yeah, it's going to be, again, we got a lot of football here. Okay, so another game I want to look at. And, guys, I'm about to sound like a hater. But there's a reason why this has happened. It's been the same script every time with this team. To beat the Cowboys, and let's all say it on 3. In order to beat the Cowboys, all you have to do is 1, 2, 3.
Run the ball.
You hear me? We all know it.
Yeah.
We all love it.
yeah, it's
so
really funny.
The simple, I try not to get too deep sometimes. So the simple thing, take Bijan Robinson over rushing yards. And the thing is, they juice his number from his average line. He normally lingers at 66, 67. He's at 73 and a half. You know why? Because everybody knows how to beat the Cowboys is to run the ball. So Bijan will be getting a lot of work. Kirk Cousins is not throwing the ball a lot. Because somebody said that earlier on my live. They're like, if the pass rush, there ain't no pass rush.
They don't have they don't have a pass rush anymore.
They're gonna line the ball up, run I formation and wishbone all day, and run the ball down y'all's throat.
Very good.
So Bijan Robinson over rushing yards. Easy. We don't have to think too much about that one. If we want to touch the bases on that game, I can stop right there.
Yeah, let's real quick. So Dallas at Atlanta, we all agree. The way to beat Dallas, as it's been all season, is to be able to run the ball. Atlanta is they're efficient. They sometimes don't do it. So that's why I can't say they're great. They're efficiently good at running the ball. So as long as Zach Robinson doesn't get in his own way, this should be a easy, at least offensive, good performance from Atlanta. Who are you favoring, Cody? And how do you think this will play out?
So I am not one of these guys that think Dallas is owed a win. Dallas ain't owed shit. They're owed this losing season for being frauds of the NFL for the past decade, making us think every playoffs they gonna do something. No, this is y'all. This is Dallas. So I expect Atlanta to come in and do what teams do when they face Dallas, and that's show up, play hard. Like Jalen's saying to his pick, I like Bijan getting 100 yards. That seems very feasible, and probably 2 touchdowns maybe. I feel like Dallas, all they do is try to stop passing. So I don't feel like they're going to come in feeding Kirk Cousins to pass a lot. I feel like they are just going to lean on Bijan and take the way.
Okay, good. One more, because I want you to do way more, but at time's running out, and I want to get your lock and underdog. One more player prop you got, Genie, and take us home.
All right, now a lot of people are going to get on me about this one.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean a lot of people.
I want to hear it.
So, sorry, Ravens fans, but all I hear is the Broncos defense ain't seen a running back like Derrick Henry. That's all I've been hearing.
Uh-huh.
Listen, the Broncos defense is top notch. Okay? Give me Derrick Henry under his rushing yards.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, you're testing the waters, dude. Only reason I say that, I'm not mad at you. You know what's the line at?
His
I'm
line
looking right now.
is at 90.5.
Ah, that's tough. That's a good pick. I'm not mad at you actually then, because that's their Achilles for Denver. When they can't stop the run, then yes, they do lose the game. Their defense, their secondary is top notch. Their overall defense, the teams that are beating them are running the ball. So it just depends. I'm not mad at you though, because the line is pretty juice. So I'm not
run it. Run the ball against the Broncos. Watch what happens.
I'm with you. I hope you're right. Because that's a ballsy take. Okay. All right. Let us go into Cody. Me and you will kind of go back and forth with week 9, talk about some of the games. But I really want to hear Jalen's lock and underdog so we can all have that. So last week, Joe went undefeated, 2-0 again for a second week in a row. First time it's been done on the People's Debate. And you got to give him a shout out for that. So shout out to you, Joe, for doing that. I don't know how the Arizona one, that was wild. I can't believe you got it, but you got it. Let us go. I have his lock and underdog. Jalen, you got one right. So you will be second. Me and Cody both failed on both of ours, but at least I was a bit close. So I'm third, and Cody is going to be last. Now, when it comes to the standings, just for everybody, I'm not going to put it up on the screen because I'm embarrassed. Everybody other than me is 8-8. I, unfortunately, am the odd man out, 5-11 or 12, one of those.
5-11.
Thank you for giving me at least 11. But yes, I'm not dead yet. I'm going to be like the Browns, and I'm going to surprise a lot of you. And hopefully that play.
We could all go 0-2 this week, and you'd still be dead last.
What was the point, Cody? Huh? What are you doing?
It's just a dagger, you know?
Yeah, right on. But so the locks and underdogs of week 9. Joe, the sports mailman, lock of the week is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. And his underdog of the week is going to be the Houston Texans.
Okay.
Now, Jalen, you can pick anybody but them.
All right. Well,
pick wisely. Choose wisely.
Well, my lock of the week, once again, for the second week in a row, I'm staying with the home team. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles as my lock of the week.
I like it. Okay.
And for my dog, Aruf. I just said this team owns this team, but I'm going to go against the grain here. Give me the Miami Dolphins over the Buffalo Bills. Tyreek Hill.
Okay. Sorry.
Are you good?
Every time, it's just funny. Every time you do pick Miami, you start raging a little bit. I ain't gonna lie with you. Because you just like you said, they own them. They in the back of your mind, you're like, I knew this was gonna happen. I don't know why. Yeah, it's all right. Maybe this is the time. This is the time, dude. But yeah, I'll make sure you're not off your time. If you want to say anything to the people, Jalen, Give your shout outs. I know you got stuff to do. Handle your business. Thank you for staying as long as you did. Thank you for providing the substance that you always do. But yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate y'all again. I love
dude.
here, talking about doing what I do. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's watching that supports, us as a unit, as a team. We really appreciate it. But yeah, man, I'm excited about this week of football. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited. We got the fact that we got basketball every day and now football too. That's a beautiful mix. It doesn't get. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. But I appreciate everybody. I appreciate y'all.
Before you leave, I need one hot take. Obviously, Miami's pretty hot take, but give me a hot take that, hey, this is gonna ruffle. It's gonna ruffle everything. Give me a hot take. It could be a player, it could be a team, whatever. Do your thing.
Okay.
You're good at
it. One hot take.
Hot take.
Ooh-wee.
Come on, just one. Just one.
All right. Ugh.
Yeah, this is improv, everybody.
It is.
That's how you do it. That's how you do
it. I wasn't ready for it, but I will say, I'm looking at the schedule. I'm trying to see what I feel.
Here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm trying to see what I feel real quick by looking at the schedule.
My man said 12-4, guys. 12-4, or was it 14-2 or something? What was it?
What, the Eagles?
Yeah.
14-3.
That was pretty funny.
14-3. Yeah.
They can still do it.
Technically, not wrong.
They can still do it. I don't have. You know what?
Could be a player. It ain't gotta be a team. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at these players, and I'm going to say something ignorant. How about that?
I love it, dude.
I'm going to say it's not possible, but I'm going to say it. I think Jalen Hurts is going to throw for 350 passing yards.
This next game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts for 350 passing yards.
It's doable. It's the Jacks.
Yeah, that's not impossible.
He doesn't. We're a very run-heavy team.
Yeah. It's not likely, like you said, but it's not.
I don't think he's ever done it.
It's still a hot take. That's good. Okay, good. Love it, dude. Appreciate you, brother. Always. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for your substance. Always.
See y'all.
All right, Cody. Let's talk a little bit. Week 9. Give me a team. Give me a game.
No, we need our locks and dogs.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse my friend.
You're good.
Okay. So I got thrown off. Sorry. My lock of week 9 is going to be the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr's back against the Carolina Panthers. It works perfectly in my favor because it's like, obviously I'm a Derek Carr advocate, not saying he's great, but you know how you've said, other people said, the reason why the Saints are going to be good is because Derek Carr, blah, blah, blah. That's always, if you look up my history, that's always what I push back. Never have I said, just by the way, Derek Carr's great. Derek Carr's this. All I said is like, if the Saints suck, it ain't going to be because of Derek Carr. Anytime the team that he's on sucks, it's not because of him. That's all my thing. So it's going to work perfectly for me because he's coming back against Carolina. So he'll probably have a good stat line. I'll look like a genius. And then the next week, we'll see what happens. But my underdog of the week, I'm not as confident on this. Of course, it's an underdog. Right. But my underdog of week 9 is going to be the Denver Broncos beating the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. I didn't expect that one.
Yeah. Hey, man. Me neither. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think my lock of the week, I'm going to end up going with the Baltimore Ravens. I think after a loss, Lamar's not going to do it twice. He's not going to allow it again, another loss. Because if they lose again, back-to-back again, oh, man, he's going to receive all that flack again. He's going to allow Joe Burrow to catch up. Mm-hmm. So I don't see that. My underdog for the week, believe it or not, I want to do it so bad. I want to take Carolina, but I'm going to go the Patriots.
Okay, listen. Okay, before I write this down, remember, Patriots, when they do you right, like again, of course you didn't stick, but you should have stick to it, right? When they when you get it right, the next game is not the game, but you're still sticking with it.
It's Tennessee.
Right.
Okay, actually, never mind. I seen a better one. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
I'm gonna take Chicago. Chicago is somehow underdog against
Oh,
Carolina.
wow. At Arizona.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. That's damn it. I shouldn't have had you. It's a way better pick. Okay. Good for you, dude.
You should have had me.
Yeah,
read
I
it.
should have just let you ride.
Let's see. Watch New England win again. I really think y'all are gonna win.
I appreciate it. So, hold on. Let me put this up. We'll say our producer repeat everyone's picks real quick. Of course, dude. So, Joe, Jalen, me, Cody. Joe's lock and underdog. Kansas City Chiefs, Houston Texans. The Jalen's lock is Philly. His underdog is Miami. My lock is New Orleans. My underdog is Denver. And Cody's lock is Baltimore. His underdog is Chicago. So all good picks. Miami's the huge question mark, and so is mine. I think both of y'all have good picks. Baltimore, it's just Denver. I could see them not being ready yet for this. But I'm just fingers crossed. Underdog. I think it was a good underdog pick. They're highly underdogs, like by at least a touchdown. So I wish we can. I think next year we'll do more like by the line.
I thought you were gonna go with the Browns because you were all talking about they're only gonna lose one more game. So I thought that was a guarantee for you.
That might be the game. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I should have. I actually should have, honestly. But the only
You
reason
could
why
change it now.
I know, right? Yeah.
He said, I know.
Nah. Hey, Jose. Yeah. Let me redo it. So for the cam.
You taking Denver out, going Cleveland?
My underdog of week 9 is the Cleveland Browns against the Chargers. Yep.
You
Thanks.
made me
Yeah,
change.
we
this only
both
right. I bet,
exactly.
yeah.
We both we're good, dude. We're yeah. Now if I lose and you lose, we just don't listen to each other. Just don't take each other's advice. Just keep going. Keep it going. What games of week 9? I said way too much. What games of week 9 are you most anticipating? And of course, why?
Games I want to see. I want to see the Chicago game in Arizona. I think that'll be a good game. I want to see the Detroit Lions and the Packers. And then I also want to see the Rams and the Seahawks. Those would be my top 3 of the week. Which one do you want to talk about?
Let's start off with Chicago and Arizona because 2 historic franchises. Tell me how you would break this down. Go ahead.
So I want to see Caleb Williams bounce back after starting off real slow. I expect that to be a big talking point in this week's practice and all that. Hey, we need to get going faster. So I want to see that. I feel like Arizona's a team you can do it against. We know their defense is really bad. On the flip side of that, it could very well be a shootout, as almost a lot of games are with Arizona. They can score, but they can't stop you. So I think it'll be a good showcase for both quarterbacks, and I think it should be an entertaining game to watch. Now, I did pick Chicago as my underdog, but I don't know. This one I think could go either way. It'll be a really close game, I think.
Yeah, it should be, right? In a way, Chicago's offense is still a question mark.
Right.
Caleb's decision making is definitely still a question mark. And again, to the brother that was advocating for him, he has been playing good against bad defenses. So Arizona is considered a bad defense. So I think he'll have a bounce back game. And also, which defense is much better is Chicago. So your underdog. It's a good underdog pick because both teams have good offenses and inconsistent offenses. Both of them. Like Arizona's offense is great, but we've seen them look like they don't know what they're doing as well.
Right.
So same thing with Chicago, but at least Chicago has that nice little back burner of, well, our defense can definitely stop them more than Arizona will be able to stop them, if that makes any sense. So yeah, very good matchup. Let's get to I'll go from least exciting to most. The Rams at Seattle. The Rams, obviously, on the trajectory is going to be high. Again, 2 superstar wide receivers are back. The whole offense looks totally different. Matthew Stafford, to the point of when they played last week, had 3 touchdowns, more interceptions. He had 4 touchdowns in the game by itself. So obviously they're going to come out rolling, hot, steamrolling against Seattle, which has really just went downward.
Right.
As we all, sometimes we don't agree, but sometimes we all agree, and we all agreed that Seattle was probably not that good. You've said before, and I've never disagreed. I've always agreed their offense looks good. It looks good. You see all the weaponry. Of course, it looks good. Geno's not terrible, so he'll make do with what he has. The defense is very inconsistent. But how would you break this game down, and what matchups are you more keying in on?
I'm looking to see the Rams offense get really rolling. I know last game was their first game kind of all back and yada yada, holy jolly. But this game, I want to see y'all set on fire. I want to see y'all expose the Seahawks like they got exposed by Detroit. I want to see y'all go off like y'all's offense could be the best in the division, which it should be. So I want to see that, especially with how we think the Rams could possibly come back and still compete in this division as they're only 1 game back. I need them to treat it like it's a must win, because it damn near is. And I think Seattle's going to also be trying to bounce back after last week. So I expect them to be playing and taking the game serious. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I think it's one of these games that might go a little bit under the radar,
Right.
but must watch television. So I agree.
Division
now-
rival too.
Yeah, so no matter what, it's going to definitely be something. Even if it's a slight blowout, blood's going to be shed, something of the sort. So another divisional game that you stated, a much better one, and 2 powerhouses, quote unquote, Detroit at Green Bay. Now, Jordan Love's not playing, correct?
I think it's still questionable. I don't think they've ruled not out or in yet.
Okay. So with this game, obviously divisional opponents, one team has 1 loss, one team has 2 losses. You got one great offensive mind in Ben Johnson, not the head coach, and you have Matt LaFleur, a head coach, but also the play caller for Green Bay. Defensively, both of these teams are kind of mid, if you want to say that. I wouldn't. Detroit against the run, even last year and continuing in this year, they're very good against the run. Very good against the run. Against the pass, it's better than it was last year. Statistics wise, it's a bit middle. Again, PFF wise, coverage. So sometimes it doesn't equal out into how many points are being scored, etc. It's just, okay, what are these corners actually doing? What are the safeties doing? And they're doing well. Brian Branch is having a great bounce back season from his good rookie year. The acquisitions that they got in Terrion Arnold and Carlton Davis is playing out very well. It's just, again, it's going to take a little bit more time. Green Bay, same thing. Like, I think out of all of the free agency, this will be another topic we'll discuss next week on the halfway through show. The best pickup from the free agency, like, you can say Saquon, and I wouldn't fight you on it. That's fair. You can say Derrick Henry. I definitely am not going to fight you on it. But when we talk names that aren't being put out there, Xavier McKinney, like, them picking up Xavier McKinney, and now he has 5-6 interceptions.
Crazy.
Actually getting them. It's not so. Last year, not to take anything away from Geno Stone, sometimes these balls are getting just thrown right to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you made a play on it. You chased it, nothing of the sort. It's just right place, right time, which, again, you still got to catch it. So fair enough.
Right.
That's not happening. McKinney's making these plays happen. It's brilliant to watch. Like Pat Surtain, he makes the plays happen. Yair Alexander, he makes stuff happen. Like, that's what he's doing. So with Green Bay's defense, the secondary, when all together, play very well. Against the run, they're a bit middle of the pack as well. So overall, they're middle of the pack in defense. They could just get really hot. So it depends on how the offense is playing. With this game specifically, 1, who are you favoring? And then 2, how would you break this down as far as matchup wise? How do you think these teams match up?
For me, I love it. we're getting down to the nitty gritty. This is what I'm waiting for the every other division. We pretty much know who's head and shoulders and leads their division, who's the clear favorite to win, except for the one with the 49ers. But
Right.
the AFC North, we have yet to see them play each other really. So these next couple weeks are going to be really fun to see each other, kind of see how they match up against each other. Like you're saying, one's good at run defense, one's good at pass defense, or better at the other, should I say.
Right.
And then they both have good offenses in pretty much both areas. So I can't wait to see how this one plays out. It's going to be a coaching game. I think whoever makes the best scheme to stop whoever kind of guess their game plan. I think that's kind of how it be. Whoever can guess the other's game plan and predict to stop it, kind of going to win.
Yeah, whoever can out scheme the other, right? It's like,
Right.
oh, we were
Yeah.
prepared for this. Boom, coaching. Coaching's gonna matter big time in this kind of game.
Yep.
I agree. One of the games that's going a bit under the radar that I think is going to be a interesting game to kind of call is going to be my uh, my underdog, the Chargers against the Cleveland Browns. It sounds ugly, Chargers Browns. Just it's an ugly game, but you got one team that is very good at stopping the run. Well, they have one of the best run stoppers in Khalil Mack. And then you got Cleveland that really probably going to want to emphasize the running game against this team. But also, of course, Jameis Winston factor. You saw a different style of offense. The entire year, again, y'all know everyone knows that I've been not backing up Deshaun, but just certain aspects and certain conversations. I'll be like, well, Deshaun's getting the most drops, the most sacked, and all that kind of stuff. With all that said, and to everybody that says that, one, I think Jameis Winston should have kind of started anyway. I think he sparks the offense differently
The
than
team
Deshaun
believes
does.
more. Yeah.
Team believes more, but also because people are going to say, and again, this is just food for thought. Jack Conklin is back with, while Jameis started. So they're highly touted right tackle, the stud right tackle. He came back on the game that Deshaun got hurt. And
Right.
obviously Deshaun was playing well up to that point, at least that game specifically. So also put that in a factor. It's like, oh, well, he's not getting sacked as much. Well, don't do that. Don't mention the sacks part. Let's leave that. But yeah, I think Jameis Winston provides a spark. The team believes. And I think offense versus defense, Jameis Winston can make it fly. As long as he's protected, the Chargers secondary is not great. They haven't played great, but they haven't been tested. Also, on the flip side, Cleveland's secondary is good. Very, very good. Their running defense, depending on, I don't know how they feel or whatever, because what they did with Derrick Henry, they limited him. They said, you're not going to break this game apart. You're not going to be the reason. Lamar had crazy runs. All right, he'll do that every now and again. Fair enough. You're not going to be the reason that all these other games, you're not going to break the game. But people are forgetting on the Chargers part, Justin Herbert. Like, yo, I get it. Oh, only 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's been kind of going under the radar. But when we talk about big time throws, big time throw percentage per PFF, he's top 5, top 6. He's making key throws. When it comes to a wild stat that I saw when I was looking up all this kind of stuff for week 9, second and long, the best passer rating is Justin Herbert. So when it's like, oh, the first down run didn't work, which it hasn't been working for the Chargers.
I would say that's more John Harbaugh, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because Justin
Yeah,
Herbert's making the pass.
I wonder what Herbert's second and long was previous years.
That's a good question. I'll probably, if I can remember, I'll look into that. But I think Jim Harbaugh.
Oh yeah, sorry, I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. I think the first down issues is kind of him too. Because the first down, they run the same kind of running plays. And then now it's second and 9, second and 10, second and 11, second and 12. And then you put the ball in Herbert's hand. It could be a mixture. I just think Herbert, the way he's zipping the ball within there, like he's one of those guys, just like Lamar Jackson, just like Trevor Lawrence when he's on. There's certain quarterbacks that can throw the receiver open. It's not like Anthony Richardson. That's where he fails. He has a beautiful arm. and he is decently. He's not accurate at all. Actually, let me take that back. But he cannot throw guys open. He overthrows it or he undershoots it. That's his issue. Like the idea of what he's going for. So his what would you call what he's thinking in the moment? Like, okay, this guy's open, I'm gonna throw it to him, is right. Like his decision making isn't bad. His accuracy is terrible. That's with Anthony Richardson, because people are saying both is bad. His decision making, he's making the right decision. It's just he's not accurate. So it doesn't go where it should go. So it's a bad throw at that point. But I say all that to say the matchup is going to be interesting just because Justin Herbert passing the ball is doing great versus a actually good secondary. They haven't really played a great defense this year. So it's just going to be an interesting kind of matchup. With this matchup, I know it's one of my games that I'm talking about, but what do you think is like how would you one, who are you favoring? And you could kind of go off of anything else.
I want to favor the Chargers. I think they just might pull it out, but I think it'd be close either way. Like you said, the Cleveland's defense is nice. I think it could matter a lot if the Chargers can get the run game going. Because when they get the run game going, the Chargers offense looks nice. But when they don't get it going, they look like they're lost. So they're up and down for me. Sometimes I like the Chargers, and then sometimes I'm like, ew, so.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. One more game. Because I just think it's...
And Nick Chubb. If Nick Chubb gets rolling, then the Browns going to win.
Of course. That's going to be the tricky part, because the Chargers, they had the best run stopper as of the last couple years has been Khalil Mack's been in there. Nick Bosa has been in there. There's certain guys that are good at stopping the run. TJ Watt normally wasn't. This year, he's number one, PFF wise. Like he's killing every aspect of defense. He's killing it. Like, I think he strictly wants the defensive player of the year this year.
Is he in
Will
MVP
he get it?
Race?
Well, MVP definitely not. But defensive player of the year, yes. I don't know where he ranks, but here I'll get back on subject. But with defensive player of the year, it's rough because statistics wise, like how everybody thinks he's getting slighted because statistically he's always up there, beating everybody by sacks, tackles for loss, fumbles, interceptions. Like he's always beating the guys, but he's not winning the award. This year, it's up to this point, he somewhat deserves the award, but his stats aren't there. He's not leading in sacks. He's not doing this. Obviously, if you watch the games, he is the reason why the game changes. If you watch it, of course, like you've seen it, the forced fumbles at the end, like when it matters most, those kind of guys, Myles Garrett, when it matters most, who's blocking the punt, who's doing this, who's forcing the fumble, it's those kind of guys. So I say that to with him, defensive player of the year. Also, Fred Warner's out there now, and Fred Warner is he's making all of the plays on defense. So it's rough because normally linebackers don't get it, but he's doing things linebackers don't do. And then you got Sexy Dexy. Tackles don't do what he's doing. They don't lead in sacks. They don't do that, but he is. So it's rough for TJ, man, because he's playing great, but it's just going to be rough.
I like Will McDonald too. I think he's in the conversation.
That's just inconsistencies. When he's on, he looks just like those guys, but he hasn't played as long as those guys. So
he's been, I think, pretty consistent this year though. Right, up until this point, at least.
Where I was going to say the last couple games, he hasn't really been a factor. That's where.
Yeah, last game he sucked. Yeah, but I think most of the season so far. But he could 100%. Drop off. Yeah,
100%. And I hope he doesn't drop off because I think he's a good talent and he's definitely taking hold of the defensive line, other than Quinn Williams, of course. Last thing I'm going to talk about, because now I got another. Jose's probably not here, but if he is, cool. Now I got another UFC buddy. So watching the pay-per-view.
Okay, let me pull it up. Hold on.
It's all good. Whenever I was talking to people, like people at work, everybody, of course, casuals that don't really watch, which is fair. I like talking to anybody. I'll talk about whatever they want to talk about. Everybody loves Max Holloway, and I love Max. Anybody that loves fights, there you go. Anybody that loves fights loves Max Holloway. Shout out to our producer, Jose. How you doing, dude?
How do I sound? How do I sound?
Sound
Sound
perfect.
good.
Let me lower this ESPN copyright real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
Sound perfect, dude. Sound
Oh, they
perfect.
tied it. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's why I was updating y'all on the chat. Nah, I mean, go on, Milton. Go on.
Okay, so I got you.
Somebody ain't
So
posting the comments.
there's
so
a
let
lot
me
of
know.
like casuals love. Yeah, that was me. Casuals. It was baseball, and I started talking about something. Casuals love certain names. You hear Conor McGregor. Is Conor McGregor still fighting? Yeah, like those kind of guys. They love Max Holloway. There's guys at work that were saying, Max is going to do this, Max is going to do that. And of course, I was telling them it could happen. If it goes into the later rounds, who knows? This brother might get a little bit tired. We haven't seen that, but it could happen. Max Holloway has legendary cardio. He has an amazing pace. He knows how to pace himself, and he knows how to get in and get out. But all I was saying was, listen, Ilia Topuria did what he did to Volk. Again, hence, Volk just got knocked out by Islam. So I didn't think he should have been fighting him anyway. So I'll premise that. I'll put that in there. But Ia is a different talent now. I said, okay, he's probably going to get knocked out. Just watch. Might not be knocked straight out, TKO or something of the sort. And unfortunately, it happened. I was hoping it didn't happen. I love Max Holloway. What did y'all gather from? Let's just talk about the main event. It was a beautiful fight card. The fight card was amazing.
I'll kick it off. I mean,
Go ahead.
obviously, I thought Max still did all right. Obviously,
He did.
Here's the main issue for anybody who's watching who was a Max fan going in thinking Max might go ahead and become a champion one more time in his career. He's on the older side. He's absorbed so much punishment from his 3 fights with Volkanovski. Just like how it was for him when he defeated Jose Aldo, when the transition from the old guard to the new guard went.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing that happened here in this fight. Ilia's the new guard. He's the younger, fresher fighter. He doesn't have the years of getting abused on the chin like Max is. Max has fought all-time greats. He's fought Conor. He's fought Aldo. He's fought Volk.
Dustin. Yeah.
Dustin. He's done it all. I mean, shoot.
Right.
Even like for the people that, because I'm with you, Milton. I thought that, you know what, I'm a Max fan. I would love to see him get another one, but this is the new time. Just ends up happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking it, and I know last week I was all sick. Or no, last few weeks I haven't been sick, so I couldn't really say much. But I was like, I'm just like you, man. I want it to happen, but Ilia's gonna knock him out. Or I was saying, man, I hope he doesn't actually knock him out. I hope he just beats him up badly, like how Volk beat up Max in the third fight.
I would have been fine with that.
I would have been okay with that versus seeing him fall. But seeing him fall, really just solidifies that this is more of a legacy for Ilia. And now he's in this trajectory. Now that he has more eyes, viewed upon him, that he can be the next Jones, John Bones Jones, the next Conor McGregor, the next superstar for this company. And so I was impressed with the fight itself. I mean, I thought, like I said, Max, he was holding his own, but at the end, younger, more power,
man.
The endurance, it was just all in Ilia's favor. And that at the end, that left strike, bro,
left hook,
straight.
Left hook.
God, his soul left him. It went back to Hawaii to ride the waves, and it was it. It's over. Max's time is up, and I know we're gonna see probably Volk Ilia too, but it's the new guard's time now.
Yeah, I will say before I let you go, Cody, with the Ia and Alex too, I think it will be much more competitive. I do. I think Alex will train his tail off 100%, and I do think Alex is better than Max. Well, I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? It's matchups dependent for sure, but I think it'll be a more interesting matchup. But the thing is with Ilia is, yes, you can have power. There's a lot of power punchers. There's Josh Emmett. There's guys. But he's one of those guys that is a strategic, he's a matador. He is a strategic guy that's literally just, all right, I'll take a couple this. I'll take a couple this. I want to get you here. Oh, I didn't get you there this round. I'll do it next round. That kind of thing. Whenever you were watching, Cody, what did you get from it?
Okay, not gonna lie. For the UFC reviews, we need to do it like the day after because there'd be so many fights.
Right on.
Yeah, and I consider myself a casual, not like y'all.
We're
Where
4.5
I'm pretty
days
new.
after.
I'm pretty new to this, so I just be watching, not knowing their history and what they do. But I like the fight for the most part. What I noticed, how you say, Ilya,
Yeah,
I
good.
noticed for the most part, he was just more accurate. He seemed crisper, like y'all were saying, fresher. He just had more energy to him. You could tell the other guy was older, and yeah, that seemed what got him. I do feel like Max had nice hands, and he seemed like a good boxer, but dude was just outworking him Westbrook style. Not necessarily better, but just harder working.
I'm actually glad you said that because Jose, I know you heard this out there. There were obviously it's been quote unquote said that Max, oh, he's the best boxer in the UFC. And when Ilya called him out on that, I was like, yo, he's right. He's not the best boxer. Like, yes, he has great hands. There's no doubt about that. He's one of the, I would say,
If for the people that want to it's tough because there's no real true boxer in the UFC
no, it's
because
MMA.
it's like you said, mixed martial arts. It's
Yes,
these guys that like if you were comparing it to a boxer, these guys are at level 2 out of 10.
agree.
Right.
So like there's no like, oh, I'm the greatest boxer. There's guys that have better boxing talent, like you say, the
Right,
Diaz
better
brothers.
boxing. Mhm.
Yeah, you have better boxing, but then no one's like the best boxer. So
Right.
the idea that Max is like the best boxer and stuff like that, I'm
He
not
got
want to
hit
be.
the most too. Like, in
He,
the whole
he,
UFC, he has the most strikes absorbed. It's like that's not boxing. You don't want to get hit.
Damn, of any fighter in the whole UFC.
But he's been there for a while. Fair enough to him.
he's
Damn.
32. He's 32,
Yeah.
and he's been fighting professionally since he's a 15-year pro at this point, Cody.
Yes,
He's a
correct.
15-year pro, so that means he started pro career at 17.
Yeah.
So he says he's taking a lot of punishment. So 32 might not seem old, but for MMA,
Fighting it
if
is,
you've
yeah.
been fighting
Yeah.
for that long,
5
it's
round
old.
fights. Oh, that's
Yeah,
old.
especially the last like 5 years or so, Cody.
Correct.
He's been in championship fights most of his time. So
Yes.
5 round fights is just gonna take a toll on you, especially
Oh,
if you're a guy like who fights like Justin Gaethje. And I think the people that were blinded by the Justin Gaethje win, they forget Gaethje was controlling the leg kicks, which would slow down, and Ilya incorporated that into his own fight this
Yeah.
year.
Brilliant.
And the main thing that happened at the end, I forgot if it was the first or second round. It's when Max threw a spinning
The
back
spinning
kick
and broke his nose.
while Justin's going for a takedown, and it landed perfectly on his nose, broke it, so now he can't breathe. So the rest of the fight,
That's it.
he can't breathe.
Yep.
He can hardly, in his case, he's still throwing leg kicks, but it's not as effective because
Correct.
now Cody, I don't know if you know this. When they break your nose, you can't breathe through your nose no more because it will swell up your eye
Yeah.
shut. So now he has to breathe through his mouth. So it's exhausting him more and more as a 5-round fight is going. And of course, every second of a 5-minute round is more exhausting. It's more tiring. You feel like I just want to get out of there. And so I bet you, I mean, he wished Max would have told him, beat me in the middle a lot sooner. So that would have fight could have ended sooner as well.
Okay.
But
Bro,
that-
who
that-
was the? Oh, my bad.
Go
ahead,
ahead, Cody.
I was gonna ask y'all who was the fucking legend dude with the fucking eye swell shut. That dude, that was the best fighter of the whole thing to me.
Yo, I mean, what
that
a
shit
champ.
was crazy.
What a
You can't
champ,
even see. I don't care what he told the rest. He couldn't see out this shit. That
He
shit
said
was like
2. You just guess 2. Just guess 2. You got it. You got it. You got it. You made a point on Mac. No, not Mac. Oh, the nose. Also, it sucks if you get your nose broken that early and you have a guy like Max across from you, which he's just gonna pinpoint and just keep on tapping
he's gonna
that.
tee
nose.
off. He's gonna tee off.
Yeah,
on
that's
it.
all he kept doing. I fell for Justin in that fight because, like you said, he was winning. He won the first round, in my opinion, and he could have continued that, but of course he didn't. I see the comment, Cody. Gotcha. Last thing, one of the last things I want to talk about with the UFC the last pay-per-view. I was I don't know if y'all were. Well, obviously, Cody, you weren't. But just so you know, Cody, I was heartbroken on the co-main event. Rob Whitaker, I told you. That's my heart, dude.
it disappointed me.
Man, that's
You should have known. You should have known.
I told everybody, because they would ask, "Yo, who do you think's gonna win?" I said, don't ask me. I'm biased. I love Rob. Would I bet my house on it? No, but I really hope it stays standing and we see. But yeah, you're right. I should have. Hamzat's why it's more impressive though with Kamaru, like the way Kamaru handled that fight. It's like people that are discounting Kamaru at welterweight. Like I don't think they should. I think Kamaru's still got it. He just was hesitant after getting knocked out. But shout out to Hamzat.
Kamara also took it at short notice. So I think that's another thing people forget as well.
But how he attacked it was just like he didn't get choked. He started trying to come about against a guy like Hamzat with that wild pressure. Yeah. But yeah, it was also short notice. I just think welterweight wise, they got to stop sleeping on Kamaru. He's still
Whitaker lost his smile when he first lost to Izzy. Sorry, Milton. But that's when it was over for him. Really, he lost his smile that day.
Yeah. Thanks, man. You didn't have to say that. That hurts, man. Rob is one of those guys I wanted to see as a champ again, even if he lost it again. But I think it's totally done. It's pretty much done now.
I got a weird. This is gonna be a casual take and a question that y'all can harp on me about if it's stupid, okay? But let me know. Does the Hamzat, how you say his name? Hamzat. Does he reminds me of the Ishmael dude? Is that fair to say or no?
First off, who is
Islam?
Yeah, Islam. Yeah.
The Muslims,
they remind me of each other. No,
Muslims
but even how they fight
beard.
though.
It's the aggressive. It's almost like they don't train under the same thing. Obviously, what the type of wrestling that the Daghestanis, which is Islam and Khabib do, is a lot different. What his Hamzat's style is more of a shoot style. It's more of like quick and get in. Whereas Khabib and Islam, they're more reading your feet while you're fighting. And that's when they go ahead and strike. Hamzat's more like, I'm just gonna you're mine.
Yeah, Hamzat is brilliant. You're not wrong. So when Islam wants to take you down, yes,
he can.
Seen with Dustin,
he has the strength.
He will do that. Yes, he will also do what Hamzat did. Hamzat's just one of those guys that's like, dude, I'm not striking. What do you think? We're paying patty cake?
Think of it this way: Khabib and Islam, for lightweights, they have the strength of a light heavyweight fighter. So when they want to take you down, it feels like a 205-pound fighter taking you down. In this case, for his opponents. So it's not being crazy there for Hamzat, yeah, man, he knows how to just like control your body once he gets a hold of you and just like swing you and just throw you around. And one of the biggest examples, and I go back to it, it's the Kevin Holland fight. He really just manhandled him, and Kevin Holland's a scrapper, and so for him to get abused like that,
and a black belt, so because you could be a scrapper. He's a black. Both of these guys, Rob Whitaker and Kevin Holland, are black belts in jiu-jitsu. So him handling, and Hamzat, just so you understand jiu-jitsu, Hamzat is a purple belt. Sometimes jiu-jitsu doesn't work, brother. You get a wrestler from across the way. Doesn't matter what kind of belt you have, dude. Doesn't matter what kind of but Islam, yes, he will do that. But Islam and Khabib, like to Jose's point, they're guys that are kind of like
they take their time.
They're gonna scheme against it. It's like, oh, he keeps doing this. All right, I'm gonna do this, and then boom. Khabib was a little bit more like Hamzat, because Khabib didn't really play the stand up. Islam's actually good at the stand up, so he'll throw with you until he's like, you hit me kind of hard there. Yeah, no.
Hamzat's a little Tasmanian devil.
He's a wild man, dude. I can't wait till he fights Dricus, because there a lot of guys in one of my other group chats were saying, "Oh man, he's gonna be champ," blah blah blah, which he could be. But Dricus, you're not gonna take Dricus down like that. First off, I'm
healthy.
That's fair.
Is that Magomed dude?
Ankalaev.
Yeah. Is he supposed to fight Pierre next?
I hope so.
You would hope so.
Gosh, man.
Yeah, he's nice. I liked him. I liked him when I saw him.
Here's the issue, and I know, because I know Milton's been heavy on Magomed getting his title fight against Pereira. The timing's never just aligned right, to be fair. Like it's not
Ramadan.
Yeah, like, and it's a lot of these things like the Muslim people, they have their traditions and they choose if they want to fight or not, and most of them
Right.
will not. And Pereira's a very active fighter. He's always been like that, whether it's been his kickboxing or now his MMA career.
Mhm.
He's always been a guy that doesn't really want to sit down. He kind of wants to fight. Like, I know he already wants to fight probably in January or even at the end of this year. So he's crazy like that. So the idea of Ankalaev saying, "Oh, you're running, you're hiding," is not true. This man is the fighter of the year. He's fought 3 times this year, all title fights. Yeah, he's not ducking you. It just hasn't been the timing. He just doesn't want to sit for your timeline,
Right.
and
Yeah,
that's fair to say. Like,
yeah, I don't disagree with that. I
Yellow
don't disagree
it
with that.
is about that one, right?
Nah, so I think I don't know Jose. I can't speak for you, but one, I think Jose thinks Pereira would beat Magomed, and I totally disagree.
I
But
think it'd be
I'm
more
I'm not a,
competitive, but I don't.
yeah,
But I do have Pereira winning.
I'm not a casual though, and a lot of people are like, oh, they see Magomed and they're like he's gonna wrestle him. But Magomed Ankalaev has never been a wrestler, so that's let's just get that. I think he will
Yeah,
utilize his
but he
wrestling.
doesn't want to strike him. I'm gonna tell you right now, you better not want to strike with him.
I mean,
That's
it's brother. I think he can. He will last. Alex
bro.
is there to get hit. If somebody's strategic, Khalil Roundtree got him a couple of times because Alex got a little too cute. And don't get me wrong, Alex. Obviously, he's the best kickboxer in MMA. So I'm not discounting. Other than Izzy, both of them are
Okay,
whatever.
if we want to be honest with ourselves about who are the better boxers in the UFC, I'll say UFC. I won't say MMA. I won't speak for the other promotions.
Okay, you're right. You're
But
right.
if we're gonna speak about best strikers or best boxers, it would be Pereira and then Izzy as far as the purest form of striking.
I'll say kickboxing, not boxing.
I mean, they have
Alex,
hands.
no, Alex's hands being that low, that's not boxing. He would get knocked out in boxing.
Well, he's also very confident in the fact that he doesn't think these motherfuckers could drop him. To be fair,
But
it is
that's the negative though, right?
it is
Khalil
it is
Roundtree
the,
did
it is
drop him.
it is the negative, but he is confident in himself. That's just like with the kickboxing, it's the years of
Of
all
course.
that time, and of course he did get knocked out in kickboxing, right? But
Yep.
it's not the
So
it's a level not the same here, right? Like you can't say like there's high level kickboxers at that level like him and Izzy.
no, they're different. That's why Izzy had his run, and he still can have the run. It just depends on what mindset he gets in. With Alex and Magomed, the matchup, I've seen Alex. I watched Alex in glory. Like I watched his kickboxing career, and I've seen also a Russian. That doesn't mean anything in this scenario, but I've seen certain guys like this one Russian that I think is getting a contract or he's going to be on the Dana White Contender Series that's beaten him. Also, he's gotten beaten.
Oh, he already got the contract. He already had
Okay,
the fight.
cool. I didn't get to see it.
Yeah,
And-
Alex called Dana and said, "Sign him, please."
Oh yeah. Okay, I think I saw that tweet or something. But
Yeah.
I there's ways to beat Alex even in his own game. It's just I think Magomed will mix it up. I don't think he's just going to stand with him. I think the first couple minutes he'll get him a couple times, but I think once he starts feeling any kind of trouble or pressure, getting Alex down is not hard at all. You don't have to be a wrestler. You just have to know how to wrestle. And Magomed
It
is
will
from
be
that.
interesting to keep him down.
It will.
It will be interesting.
I don't think so. I think it'll be interesting to do anything to him because his guard is fine. Like I think I believe Alex has trained jiu-jitsu because he stays safe. And Magomed's not a submission threat. So he's not going to sub Alex. I don't think that at all. But I mean, you've seen it. If you keep a guy down for the entire round and you land a couple strikes, you've seen it now too, Cody. You win the round. You know what I mean?
I will laugh at this because Magomed's like, I won't take you down. If Pereira holds him to it, I wonder if Magomed's ego is going to keep him standing up.
That's where you will become right. I'll tell you this: if they stand up for however long, I do not think Magomed will win because I think eventually, even if he wins rounds, eventually he's gonna get caught by the left hook. Yeah, it's just inevitable with this guy. Pereira, I love Pereira, but what they're putting him as MMA, like UFC royalty, and I understand why the frequency on fighting, the knockouts, and all that. It's just, well, yes, he's going against strikers, and he is the kickboxing guy. Who's gonna win? He is. But unfortunately, I mean, in light heavyweight, you don't have a wrestler. The closest thing you got is Magomed or Rakic, and it's smart by the UFC to put them together. Like I was telling you, Cody, I'm like, yeah, the two guys that possibly could beat Alex, they put together. That's sucks. That's great. Yeah, one of them are gonna lose.
Yeah, the closest, I guess, the best jiu-jitsu fighter he fought was
Jan.
Jan
Yeah.
Blachowicz.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's just, and that's the thing too. It's like I I was worried for Magomed in this fight too because I was like, damn, yeah, his battery died out.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just worried. I was worried, like, damn, is he gonna get? He's looking way too past this fight. He's talking too much about Alex.
Yeah, I was scared too. I agree.
Yeah, I was like, dude, like you're gonna like ruin this great opportunity just because you like really want something. It's
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see how it goes. But he's right. We do need to get into talking about these fights like the day after or something like that.
Yeah,
Really get
it's when it's fresh on the mind. You could really start, hey man, the second round this, and especially Cody, because Cody finally is starting to watch, and he's not one of, because a lot of guys that start watching, you probably dealt with this too. One, they don't know what they're watching, which is fine. That's fair. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, he's
Even
asking
people
the
that
right
watch-
questions.
Exactly, and a lot of times when that first guys start first watching, they're like, man, this fight is boring, because when it's a lot of grappling, he never does that. So he's already in the right mind. So I'm like, well, yeah, dude, it's not boxing. Relax. This is MMA. This is what happens. This is all it is. But what was another? Yo, Shara Bullet. I think, like, again, same thing. If they give
him Izzy next.
I don't know if he wants that, honestly.
He said he wants it.
I know he wants it, but deep down, like when you watch him, you saw the fight and you've seen him fight, right?
Yeah.
Listen, him defensively, he's not defensively sound. Like you said, anybody that comes from kickboxing understands range. I get
No. He'd be jumping like levels, tiers of competition with this. But I understand his eagerness to, right? He's 15-0, but he's already 30 years old. There's an eagerness to, like, I don't got that much time left on my side right now.
Right.
So I have to, like, want to put my name out there. And with his impressive, not resume, but his flashes of how he's winning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's only had 4 fights in the UFC, which is crazy to think about. But he's had some nice 2 big
finishes,
and so it wouldn't surprise me, right? We've already seen, like, if you get yourself flashy enough or big enough, Alex, we just talked about him, you can get to a top spot real quick.
Especially as a kickboxer. Kickboxers always will get free reign because it's like, oh, finishes are gonna occur.
Yeah, right. And that's all Dana wants. It's like flashes. He wants flash fights. So,
but if he gets Israel, I mean, unless Israel is just
he might be catching Izzy at the right time. If Izzy doesn't care anymore, he might be catching him at the right time.
That's the only thing. I don't know how much he cares because he acts like he does, but when you see him fight, it's like, dude, the bad decision making against Dricus. Like, what are you doing? Like, why is Dricus even standing with you? You're allowing this. This is crazy. This is not you.
I mean, he said afterwards he was hurt. And again, I hate the narrative that you bring it out that you're hurt. It's like, dude, if you were hurt, then just back out, like, respectfully. Like, you're a prize fighter. Fight when you're at your best. And maybe you'll never be at your best again, but still, like, I hate that. Like,
I don't like when they bring it up because when you see some of these guys, almost everybody that fights is hurt. Training camp sucks, dude. With cutting weight, normally that's when you get cutting. Exactly. And so when he fought Gaethje and he had the broken toe, even after he fought, he didn't even mention it. Even if he would have lost, I don't think he would have mentioned it. It's like, you see the tape, so it's like, yeah.
Everyone knew that he's like, when he fought Gaethje, like, he's emotionally probably not the same because it's his first fight without his dad, so he already knew how things were probably going to go mentally. But you're just gonna be a warrior. Be a warrior. You don't gotta make any excuses or anything like that.
That's it, dude. If you lose, you lose. Just take it. You might fight him again. Just take the L. Both of you will know, like, off camera or whatever. Like, yo, I did have this, but it's all good. Good win. You don't have to announce it to the media.
I would like to see kind of like middleweight Grand Prix right now with depending if, like, let's give Shamrad versus Izzy, right? And then we have the 4 best fighters do like a little Grand Prix. You could have Duplessis, Strickland did their little rematch.
Mhm.
and maybe give us Hamzat versus Izzy, and then the winner of those fights fight each other, and then I'm just saying, bro, like give us a little Grand Prix, give us a little something.
That would be something. Dana White's a freaking peon. He ain't gonna do that. But good idea. And also Hamzat against Izzy.
Oh,
I
money.
don't want to see that. Yeah, I don't.
Hey, money though.
Yeah, it'll be a money fight, and I bet you Izzy would definitely hesitate and say, "Nah, I don't want that." Because Izzy, I mean, you thought Rob getting taken down was, yeah, he's gonna get taken down.
If Dana actually paid these guys the right amount of money, they would definitely take it.
Right,
But
of course.
but he don't.
Yeah. Right. But let me ask you one thing before I go.
Let's go.
Just hypothetical. Alex Pereira. I want to hear. I want to see what you think, because some people are starting to piss me off. Alex Pereira goes up to heavyweight. Tom Aspinall gets hurt. Knock on wood. So I really want to see a certain fight, but it's probably not going to happen. And fights John Jones.
Okay.
Tell me, what happens? Does Alex not have a chance, because the fight is a fight?
Everyone has a puncher's chance.
Right, especially
But John Jones will take him down in the first 30 seconds and hold him down the whole fight.
Thank you. That's all. That somebody said something. Man, if he goes up to, I'm like, yo, what did he do to Cyril Gane? I'm confused.
He didn't stand with Gane. He knew what he was like. You knew
yes, he knew it. He said, yeah, I'm not doing this. And he's gonna do the same with Alex. He might stand up, throw a funny little jab, throw some feints at him. He's gonna grab his leg.
Jones
and he's gonna take him
understands
down
he's not being paid by the hour. He's being paid to win the fight.
I'm glad
to
you said
continue
that.
his legacy. It's not even a question.
I couldn't believe the stuff I was hearing. I'm like, what do you mean?
Respectfully, like here's one thing that people want to talk about it, because like you mentioned earlier, Pereira's ground game defense is not I would say I would agree with you. It's not at a high level or anything like that
at all.
But I would tell you right now that there's a reason why Jones stayed away from Ngannou. There's a reason.
Why?
Because he knows that Ngannou is a better defensive grappler. Better, not great. Better,
and stronger.
Stronger.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
I would. So
I'm not mad at that. Yeah.
So
that's fair.
that's a little more dangerous fight as far as that.
Oh, easy, dude. That's his most. Other than Tom Aspinall, that is his most dangerous fight.
And I'm only mentioning it too because they got dumb shit from Dana White coming out here saying that Francis was afraid of Jones, and it's like,
yeah, don't.
I'm sorry.
We know this. We know that You've been watching long enough. I've been watching long enough. I don't believe anything Dana says. Dana is full of it. He is full of it.
You're just mad that you're mad that he left you. Got $50 million for fighting. What's his name?
Joshua.
No. The first fight.
Fury.
Tyson Fury. Yes, the first fight. Getting $50 million for that. Getting another 50 for fighting Joshua. So he's already made $100 million, way more than you were going to be willing to give.
Thank you. And did you hear what he said? Like,
yes. Oh, we offered him more here. If
he said, "Oh man, he definitely would have."
He's all about the money, and we offered him more than what he got. If he's all about the money,
shut up, dude.
And he would have stayed with you if you actually offered him.
He doesn't make any sense. He contradicts himself. These people are scared to push at him. They ask stupid questions. It's like, dude. Well, I understand why, because
they don't want to be Ariel Helwani.
Exactly. If I went out there and asked my question, it's like, yeah, don't ever let him back in here again. Fair enough. But I'm not an Ariel Helwani fan either, though. I think he's he always wants to stir it up, and I'm not a fan of that kind of journalism either. But he's a journalist, so that's kind of their job. That's their job.
You know what? And I mean, I get what people say when he stirs it up. I think he just, his tone, it just sounds like a prick. Because I like Ariel. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Ariel. But his tone, the way he asks is like, well, he said this about this, so
how does that make you feel? It's like, dude.
I was like, what? I think mainly it's his tone, and it's why it turns some people off. But I think then there's other people that understand that, he's probably not really actually trying to stir fights. And if anything, even if he was, that's good for the promotion. So I don't even know why promoters would be upset about that.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? Like if you told me, he ignited a rivalry between John Jones and Daniel Cormier. Well, hell yeah, brother! I want to see that fight.
The pay-per-view number is going to go up. Yeah.
I want like I'm not going to be mad at that. Now I get it. there's journalism that's just journalism,
That's it. Yeah,
purest
fair enough.
form,
Yep, I'm
and
not
there's
mad at it.
but then to give credit to Ariel because I know he has his haters. He is the first real MMA journalist out there. So like everyone that has those jobs right now is because he flourished in his
Right,
game.
he's kind of the godfather of it.
He
Fair enough.
grinded in that role.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
So
when it comes to his success, and yeah, there are haters out there. I wouldn't consider myself a hater. I just don't like his style. But again, I'm not a journalism kind of guy. So that's no issue for him. It's just, I'm not the trying to stir it up. I get it for the promotion. That makes sense. It's kind of like a messy kind of way he goes about it. And as a man, I just don't like it. But again, and it's work for him, obviously, right? It's top dog. You know what I mean? So I no disrespect. It's just not my cup of tea. Every time I hear him talk, not a fan, dude. I used to watch his show all the time, and then he just kept getting a little bit more messy,
Do you compare him to how you would compare Stephen A. Smith in ESPN?
Yes.
Versus like if you got like you would say an actual Adam Schefter or Wojnarowski, that they would be more like the Luke Thomases and other people
there you
in
go.
the atmosphere. Yeah, I guess.
I'm not a big Luke Thomas guy anymore, but I can sit and watch Luke Thomas. I'm okay with Luke because he'll make his point. He'll give merit on why. He'll give context on the why and all of these different things without being so messy. But even with him, I mean, when he was in the game, he was kind of messy too. Fair enough. But again, that's what they have to do. I'm not mad.
They're all messy.
You have to. You get paid to do that. So I'm not. Again, that's all good. All good. But I could take him a little bit more. Maybe it's the bass in his voice. I don't know, dude. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because he's not a Buffalo Bills fan. I don't know, dude.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just a little biased.
Hey, but going back to our divisional rivals, you see, I told you, my Jets, I hate them, bro. I hate them with a passion.
Bro, when you were talking about him yesterday, it was just I was dying laughing. I'm like, yo, one, you were cooking. That's why I said keep cooking. I disagree with some of the Aaron Rodgers things, but I mean, if I have to pick that or hear you cook the Jets, I'll pick them. Yeah, forget Aaron Rodgers, dude.
I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, with Aaron Rodgers, so for the people's debate audience that doesn't know, I have said since way before even last year, man's not a leader. He's not a team player. Mm-hmm. And this is the narrative for a decade that I had to hear, and you too, Milton, that he's better than Tom Brady. He's the real GOAT, blah, 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 blah. Motherfuckers, the real GOATs are team players who fight for the team, not for themselves. He's always been an individual guy. That's why he parades around his accolades of MVPs. You know, Tom Brady has 3 MVPs. And you don't even feel like he freaking brags about it.
You don't even hear him talk about those. He talks about rings
because he talks about the 7 team championships he has,
and he talks about the players he played with. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's different. I 100% agree because all growing up, Aaron Rodgers, and I would always give him like some leeway. Like, yo, talent wise, I get it. Oh, he throws a prettier ball. Oh yeah, that's cool. His stats are dope. That's cool, man. But that doesn't make a GOAT, the greatest of all time. That doesn't make that because
that's why I had ranted to yesterday because Jeff is a big Aaron Rodgers guy.
I was with him a lot of times. He started making decent points, and every time your eyes lit up, I also was like, "Well, you shouldn't have said that. Why would you say that?"
I caught him.
Caught him a couple times. Yeah, it was so funny, dude. It was hilarious. And he said he would just back him up too much. It's like, no, he deserves blame, brother. Like you can't.
Like obviously, I won't say he's all to blame, right? There's Woody.
That's my only pushback.
There's the Jets' defense after solid, like their effort after he left. Like that, there is regression, right? But like the stuff that he would say about Devontae Adams and the way he talked about it with bum quarterbacks. Well, this is your GOAT. This is your number 2 going into this year. So I'm going to hold you to it to when you say that if he's played with an elite guy and he still stinks, then your guy is not elite.
Yep. Got to be consistent. And I'm glad you keep your guys consistent, dude. Very, very good. Because that was hilarious, though. It was really funny you cooking them. Because again, I defend Aaron Rodgers just because of that. There's some people are saying Aaron Rodgers is the breed. Like, if you say because his lack of leadership, he's a cancer, fair. But you say, "Oh, he's the worst player on this offense." Well, statistically, you're wrong. So I, you're wrong. I don't
It's like,
see it. Well,
it's like, have you not seen Mike Williams? No.
oh, well, no, leave Mike out. He didn't do anything wrong. Shout out to him. I hope he gets a team.
Oh, we got a comment. I think it's Alex. He throws Jets are cooked like Jeff in his takes.
Oh, the man is funny, dude. I give you that.
I love Jeff. I love
Yeah,
Jeff. He brings the controversies, and the best thing about Jeff is that his takes are sometimes so wild they do come true, which is so crazy to say.
Those are the funny ones. Those are
But
the best ones, dude. Those are the best ones. You could
And
be logical. You could make sense. You can make your points and all that. I could do all the research I want, and then this person gets it right. Well, good job, dude. You didn't even have to do the research. You just started spewing and you got it right. That's the beauty of football. That's why I don't. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't mind being wrong, but I think the guys are right. Maybe I don't post enough about me when I'm wrong, but then I'm just like, when am I wrong? No, I'm just kidding. The ego.
But when am I? Can you prove it? No.
No, to be fair though, I do post things when people disagree. Like I do take the side that are like lesser liked. Like for example, like when Alex defends Justin Herbert, but I'm against it because I hear him and I hear a lot of people saying he's a top 5, top 10 player. I'm like, he probably has the talent, but he hasn't shown it. And I hold that against him. So when I do say he's not a top 10 player, like going into the year or even exiting the year, I do post those videos of those debates because those are fun. And there's a lot of people that disagree with me, and I'm okay with that. Like, disagree with me. But I'm gonna stand 10 toes on my argument, and it's absolutely fine. But no, I think everyone has a lot of fun on the podcast, and I think you see it too with your pod as well. Is that when everyone has their debates? I love it when Cody goes on his rants.
Love it. His rants are beautiful. He made a name for himself off of his rants.
YTs, I love it. It's perfect.
There you go. It's beautiful, man.
But all right, man. I think it's late. I think I want to let you. I think you should head out and sleep. It's already 10.
We're out, dog. Hey, appreciate you joining though. And again, we gotta come up with a name for the MMA thing. I had a couple names over here. I'll send them to you tomorrow because I had these for my boy Chad that I put in the group chat, and we haven't got together and made the show. So yeah, we'll put it. I'll send you the names. See what you like. Add whatever you want. Because it could start off as just UFC talk because that's again nobody cares about PFL, Bellator. I do, but nobody cares about it. And when I used to talk about it, nobody cares.
It's not the sexy talk. It's not going to bring
It's not
going to bring the sexy views.
Yeah, I start saying, "Oh yeah, Yori Humaguchi is great, but who the what? What did you just said a soup name? What's going on?" It's all right, but yeah, we could just strictly get on UFC. We could just start on the pay-per-views, like the fight nights and all that. Maybe one of those big ones that's like, oh, this one's going to, I don't know, California.
What a nicer headliner.
Yeah. Like just one of those, the ones that grab a hold of people's attention. It's like we could do those, but start off with the pay-per-views and probably, I'm speaking a lot right now, but maybe actually just start building and start having the conversations, but actually start posting next year so we can start off fresh. Because I don't want to start off late. Now, we're already late, kind of in a way. But
there's never late, bro. When you start it.
Right. And that would just be another excuse for me anyway. So that's fair.
So I say we go ahead and do our first show before UFC 309. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to people that don't know who we are. Because when we do start this, and this is for kind of like innuendo stuff for people who may want to start podcasts within themselves. When you do these kind of things, like when you pop off right away, for example, if we do this right after, let's say we did the episode, did it an episode after the fight card, like literally 30 minutes after the fight card,
right?
You'll get the most amount of views possible. So I don't know if you want to stay up till 12:30 or 1 a.m.
I think we should just be at least to start and see what happens. Because if that's true, that's a sacrifice. I mean, we should be willing to make. It's one pay-per-view, so it normally comes once a month, sometimes twice a month. That you're gonna have to do that. It's not a big deal. I would be down for it. I'll be okay, and I don't work Sundays, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the last UFC card I covered was it 302 or was it 300?
The last one I did was the Islam Dustin.
Yeah, the one I did was 302, and it was like 139 views. and then when I did 300, it was 199. So it's just because even for a low subscribed podcast, it's because we did it right. I did it right away, essentially after the fight card. So that will bring probably the more views. But you can also do it like the morning after, as long as you do it within the first, like, I would say 24 hours.
24
you're
hours.
good to
Right,
go.
right.
You're good to go.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, again, tomorrow I'll send you the names that I written down somewhere around here. See if you like any. If not, you tell me what names. And yeah, dude, because
Sounds good, brother.
I've been wanting to talk about it. I've been really as you hear, and when we start talking about it, I could keep going. I really, that is like, football's great. Don't get me wrong. I love football, but that is my love. I trained, I trained MMA a little bit, but I trained jujitsu. Like I enjoy martial arts. That is something that I truly enjoy. Football, I wasn't good at. You know what I mean? I was good at, oh, this play is this. I was good at the strategic thing, but I wasn't good at playing when I was a kid. So
I'll tell you right now, bro. I might have not trained jiu-jitsu. The last martial arts thing I did was probably when I was 15,
okay.
which is more than half my lifetime ago.
You don't have to put
But
that out there.
I will. I don't care.
Just kidding.
It does not change a damn thing.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I study visually very well.
Good.
I think I do. What I'm seeing on the floor, but I love to be taught more what stuff. So like, even like right now when we're talking to Cody, like, I'm not gonna lack my confidence in what I'm saying. But obviously there's more I could still learn, and which I wouldn't mind to do so.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, I just want to start the show and we can
Hell
learn from
yeah.
each other. That's it. That's really it, dude. But yeah, this is it. Thank you. That's Jose, our producer. If anybody's still here, much love, appreciation. We will be back next week. Jose, thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Later.